We're at the meeting for the Finance Committee. In person today is Joe Didi, Paul Conley, Karen DeMayo, Rob Borochek, David Hennessy, Dr. Richard Zalowski, and Associate Member Sherry Knowlton, and we have Melissa Bridges and the other one back there, Laura. And then you're Elizabeth. I know that because I can't call you Betsy. So we got everyone here.
And I'm here too, but you know.
Oh,
Yeah.
You know what? Your name's not on here.
Wow. How fast you get
I know.
It's
taxes.
not there.
Yes, it is. It's right underneath yours.
I don't even see my name. Oh, other side. Yeah, you are there.
Wow. Yeah.
Alita, thanks for coming today.
Yeah, no problem.
Off to a good start here.
Oh, yeah, better than last week, let me tell you. I didn't know my name. All right, so guys, we're back on the budget. We have some new papers in front of us, which is the new operations changes request FY 25 with the pink. Basically, as we move on, we're adding or subtracting from this little product here. So, the first page is splitting of the departments, basically. Chief Administrative Officer, we see that. And we talked about that last week. That is the, what they feel they're going to need for the new person. Should we find one? The second one, 01145, is Treasurer Collector. That is where we split them. And you can see the different color there is the add-ons. Minor equipment. The ones in black we talked about last week. And then legal notary operations is a 2% increase, $363. And then town clerk is also that new person or new, I don't know what you want to call it.
Kind of a new department.
There you go, new department.
Yep.
Ever expanding here in Southwick.
So just out of curiosity.
Yes, ma'am.
Do we have to approve the changes to the GL or is that completely up to you? Do you have, or do we have to vote on that? Yes, we're adding all these line items, we're doing that, or do you just do that?
I think it's kind of part of all one package. You're kind of voting on adding the lines and the amounts.
Right, at the end of the night, we'll make a motion to approve everything we
Okay.
talked about, yeah. But Laura basically handles the line items,
Adding them.
they had talked with,
Jess.
thank you, Jess, and went back and forth to get to that product, yeah.
So if there's not a position on here that was previously proposed, does that mean the selectmen denied it or?
Nope, so treasurer, collector, clerk was always one unit, one group.
Yeah, I'm not even asking about that one, but just
Okay.
in general, is this like the latest for everything?
Selectmen haven't seen anything yet.
Oh,
Their meeting is Thursday night. And once again, back to the whole employee thing, we won't really know what they do until after Thursday. And I don't even think they discuss it then, right? When they talk about employees,
Well, they
Or
will go
hires.
through the sheet. I mean,
yeah,
depends on how far they get, but.
yeah. So I guess it will get brought up, David, Thursday night. when it comes to
well,
that.
I'm just saying, like, I know that we can wait till we get there, but I thought library had a request for a dollar increase for part-time person and then a new position.
That would all be selectmen.
It's not on here though.
No, it's not going to be on here. These are just operational changes.
This is just operations, yeah.
Operational changes.
Yeah,
Okay,
not people or
Okay.
bodies.
so,
In the packet that you gave me for last week, there was something in there about positions, but not,
Yeah, but that's not what we're on today.
yeah, no, but I'm just
Yeah.
saying,
Yeah.
you're bringing it up, but that's what I just.
But that's where you saw it was last week.
Yeah, last week.
Yeah,
They're in three different
Groups.
groupings. There's
Right.
the salaries is in one grouping, operations is in another grouping, capital items is another grouping. We didn't reprint
salary.
salaries.
Or really,
Not ours, yeah.
and that's, so I know this was brought up at the
Yeah.
Saturday meeting, but now is our role not to involve any salary discussions going forward? Is that new this year?
Yeah.
Okay.
We didn't do it last year. That's.
Yeah,
I
every
thought we
year.
did it last year.
No, or we may have a
Oh.
discussion about it,
Okay.
but we have nothing to do with it.
Well, we had discussions even in the Saturday meetings last year, right?
Yep,
'Cause-
yep.
yeah,
Yeah, it got brought up as that discussed, absolutely.
Okay,
But it wasn't for us to,
and not so much. this
Comment
year.
on.
Okay.
yeah, I think we might have commented on it, but at the end of the day, we have nothing, nothing to do with that.
Yeah,
Okay,
I guess we could not fund it, and at the end of the day, if we are aggravated with something we don't like and we wanna, show that we have a little bit of muscle, we could maybe not fund a line item, not so much a person.
well, I mean, if we don't discuss it, we're not gonna get there either, so.
Right,
that's
and we're not
kind
gonna
of a
discuss it.
point, you know.
Yeah.
Okay. All right,
But I hear you loud and clear, you're the finance committee, but yet you're not in charge of
finance.
a piece of it, yeah. All right, so that was the town clerk.
So are we, if you're not saying anything, are you okay with?
Yeah,
Yeah, that's.
how do you wanna do that?
Yes, can we just say yes or no, you
Yeah.
know?
So chief administrative officer, the first packet, are we all comfortable with that?
Yep.
Yes.
Yes.
yeah.
Treasurer collector.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. Legal negotiator operations, 2%, yes?
Yeah.
Okay.
Mhm.
Town clerk with the new add-ons, yes.
Yes.
All right. So election and registration,
Still okay, yep.
yeah, so increase
Yeah.
police 2 to 3 elections. So that fluctuates every year. If there's 2 elections next year, that would go down.
Yep.
So 2 to 3, 2 to 3, it's all there black and white. And that's elections and registrations. Are we good?
Yes.
Yes, okay. Conservation, last week, we said yes to the increased dues and we said no to the increased supplies.
Correct.
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 Yes, okay. Last week, town complex, increase for postage 2,000, we said yes. Building department with the code books for 900, we said yes. But could you make a note there? My understanding is they pulled a purchase order today for some, code books. Can you just remind me, maybe in an, email tomorrow or the next day to go talk to them? See if they all set or
Says no, how to go away.
maybe we go away, yeah.
Yeah, do you know how many code books, that is?
I do not. I'm judging anything today is probably $75 a book. Realistically,
And,
or more,
and
so.
all of that is online, right? No, right?
And that's what he had said. He originally said, whatever we can do online, we'll do it.
Right.
And unfortunately, you still need some hard copies.
Okay.
They might
And a
have
lot-
changed 2 lines, but you have to buy the
Whole
whole
new book,
thing
yeah.
to get the 2 line
And a
change.
lot of time,
Oh, right.
online
Yeah.
books are subscriptions anyways.
Oh, absolutely, right.
So
Just
you're
look
not
the
getting
other
it for
way.
free.
Yeah, no,
It's
you gotta buy the whole thing.
Okay, so animal control, remove line, new building operations 500. And then add line miscellaneous 500. So same dollars, they're just adding a
Correct.
line item, taking one away.
Yes.
Okay, we're good. Lake restoration. 12.5, we said yes to last week. That
We
is
did.
our third of X, and they've added a new species in the corner somewhere, so that's also to help with that. And then add line for tolls for DPW solid waste. It's $50, but they grabbed it from somewhere else in their accounts. So I don't wanna say level funded, because if they have it, that's not level funded with them.
Well, and
But-
with
but
that,
in a
when
way-
the electricity went up.
Yes, yeah, they grabbed it from their other account.
Their other done.
All right, so everyone's comfortable with page 1?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Board of Health, it was the 6570 was for the e-permitting software,
The annual fee,
the
yep.
annual fee,
Yeah.
which will go, it will come out if you're eventually, if it's all the way through. And then it goes into your other line item that handles all that. Okay, but now we see it. Veteran Services, increased cash aid, 12,000, we said yes to.
Yes.
We have a new agent over there and he seems to, be doing a great job. It's nice to see. The library increase informational material was 1,000. And I believe that all has to do with their percentage that they have to comply with to get where they're going.
Yep.
Fireworks was a no for Park and Rec. Wally Spray Park, 13,000, we hope for water. AgCom, Adeline Community Garden, 500 is 0, outreach 100, and this is 0. So we're all set there. So what does that mean? We didn't touch it, or they moved line items, or what does that mean?
I believe they just moved line
Okay,
items around.
I think so
Same
too.
level.
Yep, they leveled. Yep, they did actually, you're right. Okay, sewer, increase conference education to include travel was 100. And then the SCADA maintenance to be removed from standard capital request to here, 10,000. The water. It's the SCADA again, 15,000. Increase city to Springfield 7. And then the increased water meter AMI system. Put a hold on that. And the increase in stock supplies, we also put a hold on that.
We're gonna email them.
We emailed them about a few things and got answers back about one, about the water or the well system. Let's just look up water real quick. Is there anyone we have to let in the waiting room or anything?
The AMI system, we needed FY 23 and FY 24 actual.
What do you see?
What number is it?
Is that the leader?
Where are you seeing it?
That's what I noted from our last conversation, is that we put it on hold because we wanted this year and the year before actual.
Numbers.
Yeah, because I believe they haven't expended anything this year. I have to go back.
Oh, that's right.
And so and then they didn't expend. So.
Water commissioner.
Yeah, the water, and it would be under
And that's what I'm saying.
operations.
It just, it was something in limbo.
Water meter AMI system.
So. So far, they've
Thank you.
expended
Thank you.
Was it on the second page of water?
$8,687.68. They have an encumbrance of $9,900.
What's the account number, Laura?
The account number is, the last six is, 542424.
Got it.
Okay, yeah, water meter, thank you guys, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I wasn't finding it either.
Yep, 20,000 in 2023, they spent 24.5. And you're right, 20,000, and we're at 900. Level funded is 20.
Yeah. It shouldn't be. Why?
I don't think they're funded anymore.
Right, and that's why we were questioning
Yeah.
it, to see if they had any more POs coming in or something.
There's nothing, there's anything written against our existing number?
There's $9,900 encumbered.
10 grand. Yeah.
Almost $8,700.
So that'd be 18.7
Yeah,
out of the 25.
yeah. Out of the 20 for this year.
Out of the 20.
Out of 20 for
Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, yeah, yeah, I love that level funded, make it the 25,000. My gut feeling is we leave it at the 20.
Yeah.
I can always come in and ask, right?
Yep.
So 20. Level funded. Honestly, that's just easier than it's a safety check in our, in our slot.
Mhm.
And increased stock supplies, I would do the same thing.
So we had from the increased stock supplies last time,
Yep,
they were asking for 9,000, an increase of 9,000. We said 0. And so did they come back? What's this come back for 5,000? Is that negotiations?
their first hit was 9,000?
So,
There was a typo.
Okay.
The first time,
Okay.
because they asked, sorry, just wanna
Okay.
make sure.
35. No, yeah, they did. They asked for 35. You're right.
It was originally 30. I just wanna make sure, because sometimes he puts them on two spots.
What line item are you at? What's the number?
It's on page 1 of water, 542,400.
Thank you.
But they've only spent $3,000 so far. Do they have
What
more
are they
being
asking
held?
what are they asking for?
They're asking for an additional 5 on top of the 30 they
Okay.
have this year.
Okay, so the 9,000, what was the typo then? So it's really.
Yeah,
It was supposed to be
but they were
5.
Asking for 5.
It was only
Well-
supposed to say 5, not 9.
Well, we asked the entire 9, so last week, so.
Mhm. I would level fund it. They can come in,
Mhm.
right, we've been down this road. We said level fund for a reason, and we know the capital stuff is there. So if we're gonna give anywhere, apparently it's on the capital side.
Yeah,
which
because
we
if,
have,
and
so.
if they had already spent the money or they were close to it, then we
That's
could see
different,
they, you know,
Yep.
say there's a price increase or something.
Did
Wow.
you get that, Laura?
It's a,
Level
we're
fund.
giving level.
Level, yeah,
now
whatever
For
we
the, right, and this. Yeah, so they. Just in case you wanna know, they spent $11,146. In stock supplies right now, and then they have.
Yeah, so they have plenty.
I mean, it doesn't take much, we get that, but, you
Yeah,
know, our
I'm
door's
just
always
saying-
open here.
Yep. Absolutely.
Yeah, I'm with you. Okay, so we're comfortable with page 2 of 2.
Yep.
It's now on the list too.
Yeah.
Capital.
Capital. All right. Got 700 for, Carl's office, or chief administrator, I should say. You said yes to it. Treasurer collector, 22,000. So, last week we talked about 25 for that, but we can't because that would be Capcom, and Capcom is gone, so the 22 will keep us away from getting in trouble. That's what we came up, that's why I came up with that one,
Okay.
instead of the 25. And then new furniture for new office space, 7,000, I think that's awful high, but once again, I trust that she won't spend it all. Jess is pretty good about that. Alarm system to be determined. Blocking storage unit, 580, we said yes. Town clerk paper shredder, laptop computer, and computer for staff due to split. We said yes to all
Mhm.
that.
Mm-hmm.
Pine Knoll is the verbiage that they're gonna have to spend money for to get that road accepted. PC laptop dock standard request is the 8,200. Town complex copier, clerk due to physical split of office, 9,000. Elevator, stop switch for the elevator. Hopefully the copier will go to who needs one that does high volume, and then when it doesn't need high volume, maybe make it over to that position, I would think. But that's for the town to decide. 2 cruiser standard, 109.5. Portable radio, standard requests. But I thought they got all new radios when we did the swap over. So I will look into that one. Can you make a note for me? Police department radios. And put 01210 next to it. Computer equipment standard requests increase 15%. Fire department, the AEDs, 5,000. A large diameter hose, 2,000. Replace engine 3 hose bed canopy. Well, replacement large hose, 8,000, wait a minute, I'm sorry. AED, 5,000. Gas meters, 2,000. Read all of a sudden. Replace engine 3 hose bed canopy, 3,000. Replace large diameter hose, 8,000. And then also, Melissa, did he reach back out to you with a few things?
So we talked about in the regular budget,
Yes,
the extinguisher oxygen and fire or and extinguisher refills.
yeah,
And looking back at what that was, he's comfortable with us removing the and extinguisher refills piece of it.
okay,
Because we have an annual inspection, a company comes in, checks everything
Yep.
and replaces which parts it needs to and or replaces the extinguisher if it needs to.
Right.
So it actually comes from the inspection and repairs
line
line.
item,
So he's comfortable with removing the extinguisher piece.
Yep.
He'd like to leave the oxygen piece in because we need to.
Yep.
And he's okay with cutting it in half if we need to,
the oxygen,
on both sides, both fire and EMS.
okay,
The other thing was the medical requirements. That he was mostly okay. I think he was okay with losing that as well if he needed to. If there's any requirements, he actually went into a little bit of detail with it, in looking into things with, any of these providers, any necessary vaccinations and that sort of thing.
right,
But the town may handle it on the town's piece,
okay,
like in another line item.
gotcha.
So,
It's kind of like trying to budget for winter roads. If you can tell me how much snow we're gonna have,
yeah,
we
Yeah.
can budget. This stuff here, who knows? Right.
exactly. And especially when stuff comes through the
Right,
state.
yeah. So it is what it is.
Okay, so you got all those, Laura?
So are we
Yep,
leaving them as
Nope.
level or half?
half, yeah, go right ahead.
And removing the extinguisher?
Yep.
Okay.
We're extinguishing the extinguisher.
Yes.
Bunks. Right,
Yes.
whatever, what's our thoughts on that?
No,
No,
no.
no, who knows?
Yes.
One yes?
Yeah.
It's a lot of money.
I don't
Well-
think we've gotten to that point yet that we absolutely need to really do it. When he was talking about how many people he could have in there at one time.
Yeah.
There's enough room to go to different
There is,
sides.
So I got a statement on this too. We're actively hiring and it just like any other employer, right? The town of Southwick is an employer. And if we're going to recruit people and we're going to get quality candidates, we need to provide the work environment that attracts quality candidates. So I think when you're talking about something like this, you try to balance when you need to do it versus when you absolutely have to do it. So we're trying to stay ahead of it. So we do it before we're at capacity, so that way we can grow and we can continue to recruit. That's just my feeling
Yeah.
on it. It's a hard dollar amount to swallow, but if we get to the point where we are at critical mass, this dollar amount could be significantly higher. And we could lose potentially good candidates in
That's
our
what I
town.
was thinking.
But we are only at 7 firefighters right now. That is nowhere near capacity. When he said he had 17 before, he's down to 7. With 7, we can wait another year.
so my thought was to wait another year, only because of this whole school product.
That
If
too.
that co-op comes in like it's supposed to, there's gonna be a massive drop of dollars, which we can then scoop up over here for this
But
project.
aren't the EMTs staying up there too?
They do, and there's room for everyone. The bottom line is we do need to expand that. Yes, we do.
Not,
But I-
we're not there yet.
It's unfortunate that in the world of town government, for 300,000, the only thing we all know will happen is they'll lock in someone to then be a subcontractor. And what they're nicely saying is, Joe, everything we look at, we don't know about. that's why it's 300 grand. Now electrical's 100. Electrical, I look at it, we're in the electrical business one way or another in my family. I don't see 100 grand. I just built something for far less than that. And I know it's not through town and it's not through prevailing wage. But that's the scary part of all this. You know, the contractor's a contractor. That part will be easy. But every sub, fire, the fire system, the electrician, the heating and AC, they're pie in the sky, which makes that number so big.
Mhm, it
You
might
know, it's not
be that
intentionally
high.
done that way, but everything we've looked at, it's Joe,
Yeah, and
we
prevailing
just don't
wage is
know.
no joke.
yeah. So
What do you get for that kind of money too? I mean, from what he's talking about, he stated that
6
You would-
rooms.
you'd get bathrooms, small little bathrooms.
No, they're not getting bathrooms.
Well, that's what he said.
No, oh,
Dorm rooms.
dorm rooms. Yeah. I never went to college. I didn't know it was a bathroom in the dorm room. I thought that was.
So what do you get for that kind of money?
Yeah, for 300,000, you're getting 6 dorm rooms. And we're not in the business. I'm not, you know. So,
Can I have a minute?
oh yeah, absolutely.
Okay, so 20 years ago, when that fire station was built at $2 million, I was like, are you out of your mind? You people are absolutely nuts.
Right.
Okay, and, but back 20 years ago, we did not have the male and the female
Yeah.
people involved in the fire department. Not, there wasn't the lack of, we just didn't have a lot of women.
Right.
Mhm.
And we did not foresee this full-time deal coming down the line, you know, the paramedic level and all this stuff. But, you know, 20 years down the line, we've reached this point, so we need separate bunking for these people, okay? Thank God we can do it within the confines of the building that's there, we don't have to add on to it, okay? And, but the state laws, you know, yeah, you could probably do it for $50,000, but the price of it has to go out to bid, you know? And you need licensed contractors for this, that, and the other thing. So it might come in at $250,000, but this is something that they need done. So we can't keep kicking the can.
I know, it only got brought up to us last year. It hasn't been a 5-year can. It's not
Okay,
under a 5-year
but,
program. It
It's
just
something
appeared.
that needs to be done. If we can do it for $250 this year versus $350 or $450 next year. It is something that is gonna have to be done. It's kind of
absolutely.
like the roads. It's a little cheaper than what the roads are gonna cost us. But they need that because they've got the full-time people, 24-hour shifts. They need to be separated. It is what it is.
It is all the way around.
I really think, as much as we're trying to save money in the budget, but I definitely feel this is one of the items that we really should get it done, because we're gonna have to do it sooner or later. I'd rather do it sooner at a lesser cost than to kick it down the road and pay another $100,000 because we just didn't feel like we had the money, so that's my side.
What about that
That's the
fund?
statement, that's across the board with everything.
It is.
Right.
Is our capital, it doesn't all hit the same year, right? I mean, aren't the capital items depreciated over 5 years or 3 years or something?
Cash basis.
Oh, it is. So it hits the budget all in 1 year.
Yeah.
We have to bond for it.
And granted, there's money's rolling off. I don't know if it's $10 or
That's
3,000.
what
Yeah.
my next question was gonna be, what's
Right,
rolling?
I don't have in front of me what's rolling off. I mean, last year didn't look, there was much rolling off this year. We did look last year at a few years. My opinion, I would wait 1 year to do it, and it's nothing against anyone. We do have to do it, and next year would be the year for me. I get it, and they're also looking for 3 employees. I'd rather see the employees, which we don't touch, over the bedrooms, but. Okay.
And I would like to know what's rolling off and at what interest rate versus.
Oh, forget that, yeah.
If we put it on.
Yeah,
At today's
that was a
interest.
mean question. You know what the interest rate is.
Well, no, we
Yeah.
know what the interest rate is now, so
Right.
what's rolling off, at what interest
Right.
rate, and what are we getting, putting it on today's interest
Right.
rate? So even if, say, 250 is rolling off, we can't put 250 on because that's not
Right, the
apples
rate-
to apples.
Right, exactly.
So
It's not.
that's.
Yeah.
I'm like, mine is no for this year, let's look at it again next year, cause that'll be like the 3rd year he's asking
Yeah,
for
and I
it.
would do it next year.
And right now you're at 7 and you'll probably jump up, he's gonna start hiring. Then we'll
If
go
they
into
get the 3.
the male female thing will become more of a,
I mean, they can separate them now.
Right.
It's not a perfect
Right.
environment. That is true. It's not,
but next year
but
it'll
they can
become
do it.
more dire, like I said, there's 3
Well,
positions, and if they
If
start
they
out.
get the
more.
positions.
Yeah, and 3 more next year would be 13.
Well, I won't, I think 3 is gonna have to hold them for a while. I don't see them coming back next year for another 3. I think this 3 will get them where they need to be legally with the 24-hour and all the stuff that we're doing. But, okay, yes or no? I'm a no. What do you, with 2 no's?
I would say no.
No. Yes.
Yes,
No,
No,
Okay, so it's a no for this year.
Next year though.
That, next year it's a yes. Yeah, absolutely.
maybe we'll hire firefighters who are also subcontractors.
Well, they are on their part-time businesses, just not for us. And same with the
it's a
police. And there's some-
prerequisite.
and we have some great guys that do great work too on the side.
Yeah, I'm sure. Oh, I know.
But unfortunately, they don't, yeah, it doesn't work that way. Okay. So now we're on the second page of capital. No, we did that. Oh, we didn't,
We
right?
just
No,
did
no.
fire, we're on EMS
I'm
now.
sorry.
Yeah, page 1.
EMS, yep. New infusion pumps required for ALS levels, 2,000. New purchase of 2013 ambulance currently on loan is 20, yep. Public safety, 9,900. To do the department floor, we said yes, and it's not the carpets that they did, it's all the offices. The world famous stop switch, we said yes, 12,500. Full circle for building, that is their software.
And it's expiring, so we have to do it.
Mhm. Replace antenna at town hall, I didn't know if we actually approved that. For 14, I know we talked about it, did we actually say yes to it?
I thought we
Yes.
did.
We didn't, David, you had some stuff you sent us about it,
I did.
you wanna go over that?
Well, I mean, I think I said my piece. I mean, I think Munson is a really good use case to look at.
Yeah,
That was 12 years ago. Apparently the EMS, the FEMA or MEMA.
Yeah.
The town didn't rely on radio waves.
gotcha,
Radio communications, they used landlines, cell phones.
cause they had them.
Twitter,
Which helped,
yeah,
yeah.
Facebook.
Yeah.
Anyway, so.
We said last week, so it's there. Lake management, booing and mornings is a standard request, 2,600. Replace cameras, 1,200 is a standard, and the DVR was 600, which was a standard.
excuse me, what are you doing, what was the EMS, is that gonna stay the same or are you changing it?
I'm sorry, EMS. It's staying the same. It was 20 grand for the used ambulance. Right,
Okay,
and then the other piece was 2,000 for the infusion pumps. Right, EMS,
and how about emergency management, so you're gonna change it or it's gonna stay the
it
same?
was gonna stay the same. Yeah, lake management, it was all the same, okay.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, so that was page 1 of 2 capital, we're all in agreement with this. You good, Laura? Canal Brook Beaver and Dam and log removal. We said yes. DPW, we said yes to the 50,000, the 47,500, the 30,800. And we were at 1,000,005 for the roads. No to the supervisor truck, no to the message board. And the trash box, we said yes. No to the concrete pads, yes to the electrical. Cemetery tractor is at 55,000. We said yes, and hopefully pull it out of their trust. So my thought on that is, I'm okay with the trust, but the more I thought about it, that money really is to purchase land. Is the bigger picture of that fund source. There's 300 grand in there, 160. We are allowed somehow to be able to touch where the 55 would come from. So we're fine with it there unless our budget looks good and we can put it in the general fund. But I just get nervous that if we open Pandora's box there, will we ever shut it?
Is there, when the trust was developed, is there a trust document that gives the mission statement, or this is just the perceived?
No, I think the mission statement was, I think it qualifies, but the biggest thing was, you know, the cemetery, we only have what we have down there.
Mhm.
And I'm a little frustrated when we went to that meeting and found out those numbers were there because that house in front
Yeah.
came for sale. And at the time, you know, the select board really didn't entertain any of that, which is fine, but it got sold, right? And away it went.
Mhm.
Had we
That
known
White
it was
House?
160, you could have grabbed the check for it in the 2 weeks through the system.
Right.
We probably could have put an offer in on that
I
property.
think Alita's right. I would like to read.
Yeah, I'll get a copy of
I
that.
would like to read
And-
what that says, 'cause
Yeah.
I'm not sure whether, because my understanding was fire
Land.
And
Yeah.
that's what we need to figure out, but also we need to think about that in consideration if we develop any trust going forward too, to make sure that if we do develop them,
Right.
we're clear on the use of them, so
Right.
they can't be used as just general funds in general, but I would like to see. just
Yeah,
in case
I would
we
too,
can-
'cause
I might have to go back 100 years to find.
Yep,
that
no, you're right.
document.
You're right.
Because my wife was on the cemetery and she had always told me that that
Didn't
was.
touch it, right.
Fire land,
Right.
so I just wanna make sure that
Yeah.
we don't get,
And that's back here in me. I'm like, the tractor or land? Well, I
Yeah.
want the land.
yeah, I just.
You know,
just don't
I get the
wanna find
tractor,
out.
but you know,
Okay.
and then if the tractor, if we're doing 30 digs a year at 500. So that money won't go out in a check every time we dig a hole, right? It goes back into, I don't know if it goes into a revolving account, if it goes into the general fund, Laura. I don't know where that world is.
Could we replenish the trust or no?
So currently,
Yeah,
when it goes in and out,
it does go in and out, right,
It's in and out of the opening and closing of
right.
Graves account.
Yep.
There's an in and out,
Does cemetery have a revolving account?
that's one of their revolving is
Oh,
opening and
okay.
closing of graves.
Right.
They have a sale of lots
Yep.
account.
Where does that money go?
That one goes,
It just
Yeah.
give me an email,
yeah,
just to see,
yeah.
cause it's great if we dig holes for 500. But we're not doing this, so it can go into a revolving account and get spent somewhere else, where that money needs to get put back towards that piece of equipment, and then I get it. But, you know, it's
Yeah,
not
we
another
could-
funding
yeah.
source on behalf of the town,
Right, if we could put the money back with
We'd have
that
to.
money, then
Yeah.
it would be fine.
or if it's going
Even
into
if
general
it's
fund, as long as it's
quarterly or
going,
something.
just doesn't need to be built up to purchase something else down there.
Right,
That's
right.
what I'm saying.
Exactly.
So on the land though, I'm
Yeah.
not familiar with the layout and what they have for acreage, but what's the forecast for needing more land in the future?
Last I know, we're all still dying,
All depends.
so I
on
don't see how that's
how
gonna change.
I mean, if they have, I don't know, I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah, no, so
If they
I
have-
think we're good
if
for
they have
probably
acres
10
and acres,
years.
10 years?
Yeah,
Okay.
but
Yeah,
the
then
problem
that's-
is there was a parcel that was on that side of the road. Literally abutted them. That would have been great. That would have
Yeah.
just took care of that corner.
Mhm.
And, maybe it's 2 acres, an acre and a half, but it would have just.
Yeah.
Now we own that whole side.
Yeah, I see.
And that's what we're getting at. I don't see us running down the street and buying 2 acres. Next to
Right.
my church because we want to put a cemetery.
Yeah, I
there.
know, yeah.
Yeah, I think we acquire what we can in that area.
So maybe in 10 years, that property will come up again, but
Who
but I'm
knows?
just, I mean, fewer people are burying, right? That's the trend.
But even if they cremate, they're going somewhere over there.
Well, or they're getting spread in the garden or,
Oh, yeah.
people are doing that.
I don't know what your wishes are, but yeah.
Yeah,
That's mine.
I don't know either, but.
I don't wanna lay in a hole and.
Anyway, I'm just curious
Yeah.
what the forecast.
Yeah, I mean, there's talk of a pet cemetery at one point because, people love their pets and that kind of stuff.
Profitable, maybe, yeah.
Yeah,
I've seen that
you'd be
movie.
surprised
Love
that
their,
there's more money.
they love their
Well,
pets
No,
more, they
no.
love.
I wish I did more money in pets right now than there is in your cousin.
My dog.
Yeah.
You said I'm not doing that. I still have nightmares of that movie.
Okay,
That's something.
Okay,
all right.
lawnmower,
Right, so that was the tractor, the lawn, so the lawnmower got added for the special, so we changed the dollar value on purchasing of small equipment. It was a G-note or something.
yep,
The state said you could go to 7,000 or 7,500, and we have settled it in 3,000.
Mhm.
So this piece of equipment is 3,500. So the proper way to do things, and since we've lost the guy in that far office, we're gonna start doing things the proper way, or at least what this jerk's version is of the proper way. So it needs to come in front of us and it needs to.
Yeah.
She has it in her line item now. That's why it's on the special. It'll come out of, it's not from the
Okay,
We don't have to fund it. The money is there, but since it's over
Yep.
the threshold, it's gotta go through the process.
yep,
Okay. Sorry it took so long.
no
Board
worries.
of Health, e-permitting module, we talked about that.
Yes,
That's the new
necessary.
Hang on
software.
one second, Chuck.
What was the consensus on
The tractor
the tractor?
was for the lawnmower,
No,
right?
I'm going back to the tractor.
Tractor, we're still good on. I was just discussing where we pull the money from.
Okay.
As
And
much as we wanna
verifying
use the
information.
trust, the
Okay.
double up here is
We
telling
need
me,
Yeah,
I think that's for
Pull that.
land.
We need to pull that trust
Yeah.
document and review it and make
Yeah, yeah.
sure.
If we could even get
We
it.
can
If we
pull the
can get
money
it.
out of
and
there.
if we can, then maybe we
then it's
discuss
problem.
giving the money back from the revolving when we no longer need to
Right.
pay it out to the other.
Well, the
guy.
bottom line is wherever we get it from, the money, since it's generating income of
Yeah.
$500 a hole, we
Right.
would like our money back before it becomes a slush.
Yeah,
Uh,
absolutely.
That's all.
So I'll just put this on the table. I heard that maybe it's anecdotal or whatever, but that the tractor that was purchased for the park and rec is not really a good fit and,
This has nothing to do with, so we did learn a lot from that.
okay.
Yeah. What she's looking at is nothing like that.
Well, I mean, I don't know. Is there a, is there a, what do you call them when you add, when you plug a
Attachment
No,
on it?
yeah.
attachment?
No.
Is there an attachment for
No.
a backhoe?
No.
For those?
That there is, if you'd seen the tractor, it's what I would call a gentleman's lawnmower. I would look like, a very large person on a very little tractor.
Oh, on the one that.
And the one that we purchased, yeah,
Oh, I thought it
yeah.
was too big for what they need.
it's not. It's a gentleman's nice little
Okay.
1 acre parcel, and it's fine. It works for what we need it for.
She said she wanted to
This
get
is
two
what is
because she
needed
couldn't get in
to
here
be done
Okay.
for,
with the other machine.
that's,
Isn't that the
Because you're
reason she
going
wants
down,
to-
6, 7 feet and it's wide
Right.
and you. wanna
Originally,
make
they were
sure
gonna
you're
share
not
the
gonna
orange
tip over.
tractor. They didn't wanna share it in the end.
Right.
And it works for, I actually got a
Is
phone
it a
call. the other-
Kubota?
Yeah.
Yeah.
A small Kubota.
We've had these discussions last year.
Yes, we
Came
did.
To the point that you couldn't share that.
No, we're not sharing.
I'm not even
two
talking about
uses were
sharing, I'm
different,
talking about,
But
you
the two
know,
uses
Yeah.
were not.
reallocate what we had. It's
Yes,
still a new piece of equipment.
It is.
If it had an attachment that could dig a 6 foot hole, it might be a fit. I just want to put
no,
on.
no,
the
no,
table.
yeah, and
No, it's not.
unfortunately, it would dig a 6 foot hole, but it's not gonna do it the way, it's just not gonna work.
Yeah.
You know?
Especially because they're trying to keep it neat over there because they have to keep.
Yeah.
Paying to fix it because the guy they have now keeps making a mess.
The guy's doing a good job.
Right, no,
Unfortunately,
he
this
is,
has
but
happened.
his,
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah,
Not that he's doing it on purpose,
And you're
absolutely not.
saying she spent $35,000 to buy a Kubota that's a lawnmower tractor, you barely could sit on this thing?
I'm a big boy. Yeah, it
No,
works
not
for what it's
cemetery.
used for. It moves snowbanks here. It's a nice piece of equipment for what it's being used for. It will not dig the holes we need over there.
Basically, the tractor
It's the little-
spends summers at Wally Park and spends winters here. It does maintenance at Wally
Yeah.
Park.
How big is it?
What is it, just got a front end loader on it, that's it?
Yeah, it's got a little bucket on the front. Yeah.
So, but they use it like with a drag over there to maintain the fields,
Yeah.
so when the fields are rented, that they can maintain the fields over there, so it spends.
So it's like a 17 horse, one of those small.
Yeah,
ones?
something like
Maybe
that.
22.
But it spends
You know,
basically the
it's the
summer
it's
of
the first
Wally.
version of orange. It's
And
not
then-
that orange, it's this orange.
During the winter,
That's a
it's
lot of
home
money for
over
that,
here to help
It-
them clear the
Yeah.
snow.
Yeah.
It is,
Twice
it
as much
is
as it
working
was.
fine for that application, but it will not work for
No.
what the cemetery
Yeah.
needs. They need a separate.
It probably
Can I
took
get-
over.
who-
Yes.
Who went out to purchase this? Who did the research on it?
I believe Dave Sutton did at the point. Well, Dave researched what he needed, but he didn't need a backhoe.
Right.
Type situation, where theirs is a little different, where they need a 6 foot hole, so kind of a totally different application,
Mhm.
Yeah.
And the feasibility of, you get kind of, it's like nice to think, well, we could swap equipment, do this, that, and the other thing, but in reality, it doesn't always work out that way.
Right.
Because they might need it for this, but I gotta dig a hole down here and da-da-da-da.
It's all set. We got a
It is
phone
what
call
it is.
this week.
And
about-
that one there, that thing is basically gonna pay for itself, because they're gonna charge $500 a hole,
I
so.
thought she was going up too.
Yeah, and that, so that'll kind of be self-funded down there, and that'll be fine.
Yeah.
Even though they actually do have another piece of it, but you know, it's
That they could borrow,
logistically-
it's too big.
trying to move stuff around and da-da-da-da.
Yeah, we're all set. The orange one is here. I got a phone call 2 days ago. They wanted to know exactly who we approved to use it. And I nicely said, it's the town's tractor, the town can use it, so.
Right.
Wally Parker here, it doesn't matter,
Right,
use the damn. thing.
exactly.
So everyone's happy.
Well, what the selectmen decide to use, we just fund them.
Yeah, they wanted to research who we approved this
Oh,
to
okay.
be used for,
Okay.
so. Once we found it in the old fire department building that's been condemned with no insurance,
Oh,
then it got pulled out and got put to
Alright.
use. Yeah, it was hidden, so nobody could use it. Amazing. Library telephones, 38, 68, 95. We said yes to.
Yep.
The shed at Wally Park, we said no.
correct.
Channel 15, we said yes, 8,000.
Mhm.
And that's all gonna change if our Western Mass or Westfield network comes through that fiber, that'll all play into that.
Well, yeah, but how is that gonna change though? I mean.
Cause you're gonna get less from Comcast and then the package with the fiber, they're gonna have to put a piece in there for this.
Okay,
You follow me? Cause you're gonna lose funding if everyone gets rid of Comcast,
yeah,
that all goes away.
Yeah.
And I asked Westfield how they do it for their, and there was a piece in there,
oh, okay, all right,
because
okay,
I do a little bit with Westfield
Yep.
Channel
All right.
15. Yeah. The sewer grinder pump, they wanted 60, we said 40.
Mhm.
Water hydrant replacement, 20,000, we said 10. And the refurbished well, they got back to us today, they want 15,000 for that, not 30.
cool. Sharper than a pencil.
So that means it did need repairs.
There was some talk back and forth, they're trying to do a reserve fund transfer this year. But water doesn't really have one, it would have to be the general fund, and I don't think I can personally use general fund money to cover the water department.
Yeah.
So it was a no.
So that's a no, or you're taking it off hold?
We took it off hold and we did 15,000 on the regular budget.
So the 15's a yes.
15's a yes, yes. And then we also have, you have the slip from Alita? Do we have that
Yeah,
paper?
it's in the, budget.
Oh, it's in the. What? Oh, yeah, we'll get to that, yeah. Yeah, Laura's not gonna let me leave, but I'll actually, this one here, this one here is gonna make sure everything is perfect. Cause I get called in the principal's office first thing tomorrow morning. It is not ready.
You should be used to that, anyway.
I am used to it, actually. The names has changed. She's really not that nun look that used to smack my hands with the ruler, but she could be. And that was first grade, so. All right. So Alita took some time and gave us all of DPW stuff. So,
I hope it's right.
the first one's a little different. Garage supplies got kind of morphed. It didn't really go up because what did they do there, Melissa? They changed.
There's a decrease in their parts line. They want to move the parts to their garage supplies so that it's parts and supplies.
Right, so let me go through what I did with this.
Yeah.
I get those movements. I did not take into consideration. I looked at the budget as a whole.
Okay.
I said, okay, let's take a look at highway, solid waste and sewer and water. And I said, okay, if the budget is X, I don't care what line, I don't care about the line items. If one's moving here, what's the overall net change for all of these areas? That's
Gotcha.
how I looked at it. Cause from my perspective, how you guys manage the line items is inconsequential to me a week from now. I'm gonna forget about it. But what I did was I said, okay, the existing items, yes, it looks like there's a decrease for the net change for the existing, but for the new items, when you added those in, and I actually have to change the well. So now it's not as bad with the well. So it looks like with the well refurbished, since it's 15 less,
Right.
we're still not overall. But that was also with the message board, so we can take that out because we said no to that.
Yep.
And we said no to the bins.
Yep.
And the grinder pump is, or I'm sorry, the well, not the grinder pump. The well is down to 15. So now I need a calculator.
And of course, the way you did it, we're splitting different, water and sewer, different departments than solid waste and highway.
Yeah, I was just looking at
Which is fine, yeah.
whatever is in that empire, I just
Gotcha.
looked at as a whole.
And just for clarity, that bins should be the concrete pads. Just so you don't get confused.
Yes, that's right, because what were the concrete pads, the
19,000,
19,000, thank you.
yeah. Just so you don't get confused.
Yeah, and we said no to the
Because we
message
did give them
board,
a new box.
So it's 57,560 minus 56,000.
so they're pretty much,
They're in there.
they're $1,500 over. After we take out, we nix the message board, the
Mhm.
concrete pads, and reduce the well refurbishment.
So they actually did pretty good.
Yep,
What's interesting is there's SCADA upgrades and improvements, but we're paying maintenance for 15,000 and 10,000 for those. And generally, when you're paying maintenance, you get upgrades. That's why you pay maintenance. I don't know if those are the same systems or.
So,
Or if that's what that means.
so years ago with skating, when we first brought it on, when I sat in the other seat. I thought 10 grand a year for SCADA went to, like you say, software updates and blah, blah, blah. And I think, didn't he change where we're putting that now, the SCADA?
The skater was in capital, he wants to move it up
So,
into the
maintenance,
operational
operations,
lines,
right.
which is.
Yep,
for,
So what I found out was every time there's an issue, they call SCADA and we get billed for it. So it is a maintenance item more than it was a capital item, because I'm like, why would 10 grand a year in SCADA? We must have a beautiful something with SCADA in it, because it's been, $90,000 in 9 years. I'm lost.
Yeah.
No, it's a maintenance. I think that's why I switched it. It's more of a maintenance. Every time something goes down, so they call
So
SCADA.
it's not a maintenance fee, it's. the cost
Repairs
of
and maintenance.
service?
Yeah. it's
More
also
like
service.
repairs, yeah,
Okay.
repairs and
Yeah.
maintenance.
Yeah, which none of us knew. We just thought it was,
Yeah.
you
that
know,
was the
SCADA
maintenance.
software.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So it probably should be called repairs and maintenance,
well, whatever he's got to do for now.
just so that it.
Yep.
You know what I mean, that everybody will know what that is. So that's fine.
Laura, can you look up, I don't have a line item for it, but the one above it is maintenance materials for gravel roads for DPW. Below is a decorative lights and banner maintenance. So we put 2,000 in there last year, and they spent it, and I know that was electrical issues that weren't looked at for 10 years when they did the beautiful lamps and all
The
that.
poles.
The poles, yeah.
Poles, yeah.
Is that still there for this year, or is that a one and done?
No, he's asking for another 2,000.
2,000
Yep, because they're,
About a third of them aren't working.
are still not working.
I'm sure there's gonna be ongoing.
Yeah, I don't know. I was just wondering. Yeah, I just saw, yeah.
They
No,
check
you're
it
right.
every day, about a third of them are burned out.
Are they still-
Not working.
Jeez.
How come they have a health insurance line that's not part of employee benefits?
It's for their, employees when they have to go for.
Physical.
their physicals.
Yeah. Physical and other tests that may have to be done.
Now, we also said no to the water meter AMI system, so if you. Was that already taken out of there when you said maybe not need this line item? So you took that out already?
May not be.
Is that the right one? Am I looking at it? right?
No, it's above that.
It's above it.
3 above it. Or 2 above it, right?
Oh,
Repurposed
okay.
well
So
was
there's-
30,000.
So the water meter AMI is in there for 5,000, so we take that out,
Mhm.
they actually go negative. Instead of 1,500 above, they're 3,500 below.
So do we want to reconsider the concrete?
Nope,
Okay, I didn't know if, because we had taken it out.
we don't get change back here, folks.
Well,
Sorry.
it wasn't like a luxury item, so I didn't know if we wanted to look at it.
You're being too generous.
I was just thinking of the mud. That was all.
Doesn't rain every day,
No,
just weekends.
well, past year it's been raining a lot.
That was true.
I work from home and I have to look out the dreary window.
Uh,
Ugh, I know. Good thing I have dogs to keep me happy.
Okay. That, we'll go back to the book we left off last week.
Yeah, and then
Is that Park and Rec or something?
it's cemetery, I thought.
Cemetery.
Cemetery.
Yeah, I marked it.
Last people to watch down.
Oops, sorry.
Not much to talk about there.
Do we need to do DPW, because I haven't gone past that, or was this looking at DPW, looking at Alita's thing, yes to everything?
I think, well, we haven't. did we go
Well, I
through
think we
DPW?
went over it, but we wanted to reconsider when she.
Yeah, we didn't have that last week when we talked about DPW.
Yeah, so we
So-
were just reviewing it,
Yeah,
right?
that was, just yeah.
We'll
Yeah.
go back to that first before we go to jump to cemetery. Let's stay in order.
Yep.
Don't forget about them.
DPW. Sewer, solid waste. That's the first one.
So is the $1.5 million that we were putting into paving and structure improvements on top of the $517,000 carryover?
Yeah.
Okay, so.
Yeah. And the 517 carryover was what they've accumulated, I think, over the years of the extras that didn't get done. And I think at the selectmen's meeting last night, they took care of spending that.
Okay.
There's some projects that didn't sit in.
Alright.
So I think they took care of some of that. Or started that process. All right, so we're with the salaries, highway division.
Highway, we don't have anything. We already talked about the capital.
We did,
Well, sort of.
but
We have hand tools and equipment that they hadn't spent that much yet.
we haven't spent much in the first, so garage repairs is at 7,021.
Hmm. But it comes from buildings and grounds, it says?
Yep. Now's the time to look at it though, because just where it comes out of. So 16, we went to 21,000. Spent 7, we spent 10 last year.
Could it go back to 16?
It's not a lot, but it looks like conference, travel and education might be able to come down a little bit.
Right, so what do you wanna do with the garage and repairs? You wanna drop that some? It's at 16.
Yeah, it looks like it could go
21.
down.
They spent 10, they spent 7. Maybe 18.
That's what I was thinking. Seemed reasonable.
You guys are comfortable with that? The good news is they can always come back in. So Laura, that was the 520200.
Drop it to 18.
Mhm.
Yeah. And the contracts and agreements. That's pretty, well, they only spent 10 last year. It's crazy because.
No, they
No, they
spent
spent
10 this
15.
year, they
Okay,
spent
thank you, thank you,
15.
thank you. Good, good,
Dangerously
good.
close.
All right,
Yeah, they
all
were
right.
close, so they asked for a
Yeah,
smidge more last
Better
year.
leave that
Yeah.
Little star mark there where I'm looking at the wrong column.
What about street sweeping? Is that just coming up in the spring, right?
They're doing it right now.
Okay.
Sweeping
They
35,000,
were
they
out
spent
sweeping
20.
the other day.
They're gonna really have to do my street, cause Comcast's been out there making a mess.
Yeah, but they didn't spend 15,000 the year before of that. Want to shave 5 off of that?
Good.
Shave 5.
Yeah, 230.
Yeah, for sweeping, there's 30,000 they've encumbered.
Already.
This year.
Jeez.
Already this year?
For this year, they've encumbered,
Okay,
Oh.
so don't touch it.
I don't
Okay.
know.
Leave it alone.
yeah.
Yeah.
So leave it at 35?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're already at 30.
Yeah, cause what if something else comes up?
Yeah, Laura, keep going if there's anything encumbered.
Yeah, I will. Well, that's why I was like trying to do two.
No, we'll slow down, yeah. Oh, boy.
I think that's the thing to keep in mind, or the expenses are through February 20th.
Yeah,
Right.
Yeah,
So
that's
what
why I
can
was
happen in the
asking.
short time.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, back in February, we.
What about your
Yeah.
pavement, your pavement markings?
Pavement markings,
I'd leave that alone.
50,000, they spent 47, we went to 75, they spent 67. Yeah, I'll give them one more season and see where we end up.
Price of paint's going up,
No, I know,
so leave that.
and that's what the bump was from last year, correct?
Right, yeah.
It almost doubled.
Yeah, and they've already
Yeah,
spent
yeah.
almost
Yeah,
68
leave
now.
That alone.
Where does, snow removal come?
So snow removal is very interesting, right? That you cannot, we deficit spend snow and ice.
Snow and ice, we can deficit spend
Right.
snow and ice, but you have to leave the budget.
Right, so all the keyboard warriors this winter, when they were torturing the selectmen and everyone else.
Right.
We didn't cut their budget, you know, they said last year they spent $1.1 million or whatever it was, and oh my God, there's only 200 grand in their account, those bastards. No, like Laura said, it's been whatever that number is for 25 years.
Right.
And we deficit spend and we pull it out at our special,
Shut town meeting, use free cash to
right,
liquidate
to offset that, right?
the liability, you
Right.
know.
So. If you wanna get the number lower, then you gotta look at the trucks, I think, on the road and go that route.
But it doesn't show up as a line item here.
No,
No, it's in its
no, it
own,
doesn't.
it's
Okay.
on it has its own budget.
Yeah.
Got it.
What does hand tools and equipment have? Do they have any more POs in there? After the 125 that's in there?
What is it? Okay.
Yeah,
402.
5-4, yeah,
Worry about springtime, that's.
yeah. I
Yeah,
don't know if that's a spring thing.
Yeah, and if you look at the year before, they
They
spent
spent
33.
33, yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't know if there was a little room in there.
What about the drainage supplies project?
Drainage supplies 15,000, they spent 10. Is there anything sitting in that one, Laura, yet?
Which account?
400 542 500.
542-400 drainage.
Drainage, sorry, I just didn't catch the account. So they spent 6,000 and they have encumbered, 1,575.
So they already have 7,500.
Yeah.
You wouldn't go to 12.5?
What's that?
You wouldn't go to 12.5
Would you like to go to 12.5 on that?
when it was 10,000 last year and now they're at 7,500?
On drainage,
Yeah.
But a lot of the work's in the spring because the snow's gone, so maybe they might have more coming up too.
It was 15 the year before that.
I'd lean to leave it alone.
Yeah,
I think it's a good number.
What's it looking?
Herbicide,
Signal maintenance.
yeah,
anything encumbered for 542 421?
yeah, 0 spent last year and this year.
Riverside, they have a PO out for 200, or POs out for 250.
Okay.
For the Riverside.
Could we drop it to 5?
I'd go 750,
Yeah, somewhere in there, because they didn't spend, but now they are
Right.
spending a little,
a couple hundred, yeah,
yeah,
So we're dropping that.
750.
I can live with that.
We talked about the decorative lights.
I'm just having Lauren check light and signal maintenance.
Yeah. Light and signal maintenance.
We overspent in FY 23, but I don't know.
If you get on Congamon Road, even though it's a state highway, they've got that little street sign that tells you you're going too fast. That little module is like $4,000.
Oh, it's crazy.
Awesome.
It's like the craziest thing, not just that little thing that flashes you.
Mm.
It's like $4,000 to replace that stupid thing. So if it goes out, even though it's a state highway, we're responsible for replacing it. So you can kill that budget instantly because there's
Okay.
two of them.
Right. But we bumped it to 10,000
Yeah.
last year, okay? So we took care of our older one,
Okay.
and we'll watch it.
You're okay with that?
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
between the two, the encumbrances and what they've spent, they're at about 8,000.
Yeah, so I mean, we need it.
Yeah, I would just leave that.
Sounds a lot of times to be the new normal.
The window tint goes away, right? Yeah.
I was done.
Construction improvements or?
Yeah, what does improvements involve?
Where are we?
589006, what's improvements? Improvements of what? What are we improving?
It could be the roads, the.
Those are the three things we,
That Randy,
Anything?
those are the three things we do every year.
yeah.
Okay,
So it could be drainage, it's something to do with so it's 500,000 for paving, right?
yeah,
Construction and improvements. Yeah, I believe it's more of the water stuff, the drainage stuff.
okay.
Those are the three line items in Capcom every year forever. As we were told this year, we've never gone up in 10 years. It's always been the same dollar. Which it probably gets wrapped up with the chapter 90 projects.
Just curious.
Yeah.
So if somebody asked me what improvements was, I could have somewhat of an answer. It's fine.
Well, it just says right here, yeah. Supplies, paving projects is the 50,000. Construction is 47.5, and then it just says improvements for 30,000. And it's all under highway. So.
But there was a 1.5 million for,
Paving and infrastructure, yeah.
okay, and then the project, and the capital projects on top of that for 4 million. Is that a total?
Well, it's the
No.
same thing, so it's the 50,000 we just talked about,
That we're
Okay.
looking at.
yeah,
So all of these
Okay.
items are pulled right.
Got it, thank you.
right, the 47.5 and the 50,000,
Yeah,
yes.
so the improvements are for like small scale projects. Okay,
Yeah,
now. All right.
and then paving and infrastructure, we're at 1.5.
Yep.
Oh, that's fine.
And then capital, again, I think he just puts them in because every year they're gonna be there. How we went to roads. Those are the same numbers we pull every year, salt, sand, hired equipment, calcium,
And we just leave it.
we leave it.
Yeah,
Unfortunately, that's one storm. Still 111,000.
Right,
A
okay.
storm and a half, it's not like the old days.
right. Lights.
Over last year, so.
LED, because the price went down. So.
Yeah. Highway road machinery. Is there anything encumbered out for the 5200 repairs and inspections
In encumbrances, there's $6,827 encumbered
on top of what we see there,
on top of,
the 28?
they're now at 31,673.
Right.
And then another six in number.
Yeah, okay. How are we on 542406? Tires. I know at one point we had to buy winter set for everything.
So they spent $2,761 and in coverage, 1,259.
So
there's-
3,000,
We got about 2,500 left.
okay. And that went down to 6,500 last year. Okay. Please. How are they doing on 542408?
So, they spent, $5,199
Okay.
and 381 is encumbered.
Or 6.
Okay. And they went down to 6,000 on that anyways. So they drop it at Gino. Okay. And they also dropped the sandblast and paint highway truck bodies to 3,000.
Yeah, so they kind of laid things here, there and everywhere.
The trailer.
The curb machine, the trailer, is that ours? Or is
Yeah,
it rented?
no, they bought one, it looks like for 22,000.
They used to, lease that one from Connecticut, didn't they?
Yeah, but it looks like we bought one for $18,384. We're gonna come back, was gonna show.
When I worked there, we charged $5 a foot.
Was it $5 a foot?
$5 a foot for curb
Back then,
back then.
yeah,
That was 6 years ago. Yeah,
yeah,
$5 a foot. How much curb you want, buddy?
yeah. And then the change was the, combining of the line items for 19,500.
Okay, conference and travel for the highway engineering. Yeah, that- Or did I skip over? them?
Wait, what would you do? Type that through?
No, I don't think so.
I know. I know.
We got street lighting,
For sounds.
So I have it rows of sharing.
highway road machinery.
How can they pay for,
What's that?
physicals?
Why do we pay for physicals? Because they have to drive, they have to be licensed to drive those trucks.
Yeah,
So they need a
Special
DOT
license.
physical and a health card.
Oh, that's.
Yearly.
Just go to your doctor and get a physical and that. Okay.
Oh, yeah,
yes,
yeah,
but you
blood
have
work and a physical every year.
$10 every 2 years.
If you're, yeah, if you don't have issues, it's every 2 years, or it's every year.
No,
But you're-
every two.
You're,
If you don't have issues,
You have issues
it's every year, thank you.
high blood
okay.
pressure.
That's a lot of things. Yeah, yeah, so yeah, you have to keep your license, you have to have a DOT card,
Mhm.
period.
You're right, yeah, I'm just curious.
Because the CDL, the
Everybody-
commercial driver's
All right,
license.
but that's in addition to going to your doctor for your.
Oh, yeah,
Okay.
absolutely.
Oh,
it's a
Your
yeah.
physician for your regular visit doesn't cover your
Oh, it
DOT
doesn't.
physical.
Okay.
No, it does not. So go back out in the hallway, wait, throw $100 on the
Yeah.
table and come back in.
Yeah,
We'll ask you the same
Private
question.
practice and pharmacies do it.
They do it, yes, I'm aware.
Right, testing and sampling, highway engineering.
So they have $250 left between the encumbrances and
There we go.
Yep.
What about,
Dues,
so conference and travel and
yeah,
software looks like a timing issue, but I'm concerned with software because it's over last year, so. So let's do conference and travel first.
so conference and travel, it's, they've spent 1,069 encumbered 500. Little over 63. Available.
Why, yeah, $8,000 in there.
seems like a lot.
So where are they at this year? Roughly?
They've got 6,300 left.
So you wanna drop that to 4,000?
That's reasonable,
Yeah.
Put a 4 with that?
yeah.
I was gonna say 5, but you're feeling aggressive tonight. That works.
Sorry.
No, it's fine.
Well, they're so far below it and they were even further
then-
last year, so.
Yeah, so software looks like a timing, so they probably haven't gotten billed yet, but my concern is. Budget's 3,000, last year was 4,500. So are we already setting up for failure on that one? We could. Are we already gonna be over?
So do you wanna put some of that we just took out? for-
Yeah, make it
The
4,500.
software is the software, so that's why I was saying, what did, do we have anything encumbered yet?
Did we purchase software? Did we purchase software or was that
I can't-
maintenance?
And I don't have last
He doesn't,
year's.
he doesn't have
Cause I
any.
know they had asked for, was it an increase last year?
No, it's 3 and
Same.
3.
No, conference travel is the same. but I don't, I'd have just looked to see what they spent last.
why not just let them come and ask for it? They
Yeah,
didn't put it
they-
in for the budget.
That's where I was headed to.
Yeah, but if we have knowledge that
Well, we
the
don't.
line item is going to be over,
We don't, maybe they're
We don't.
getting rid of that software, I don't know.
He didn't.
That's what I'm
he didn't-
asking.
He didn't come asking for it. So was that like the purchase of software in 23 or is it?
I'll have to look.
Maintenance,
Yeah.
was it a one time?
Diane, do you have your book with you? Does it go back on yours?
Yeah, there was nothing before that,
Yeah.
through 22. Fiscal 22 is 4,500. And I don't know what 24 was.
Right,
to
Yeah.
date.
So it almost looked like a one
Maybe they
time
bought, you know,
expenditure.
they bought.
But it wasn't
like,
a capital, it was
Microsoft
just-
Office and.
Right, it may have been a maintenance.
download it.
right.
Right, so we could either go down to zero, or
Yep.
it's recurring.
So.
I don't know, we
listen,
need to know
could
what
you
this-
Email, Mr. Brown for that account number. 542426/5. And just looking for an explanation of where it's used and how.
Yeah, if I had Munis on here.
It's all good. It's healthy to ask some questions, then they know we're looking, you know? Well, yeah.
It's true. Maybe they missed it by accident too, you know?
Chapter 90. That's not how he's out. Vehicle repair, they went up 20,000. But solid waste is a brand new truck. And I know they outfitted it. But
But we're already at 14,500 for this year. I don't know if there's anything more in there.
Well, vehicle repair, I think in solid waste, that entails you got
Whatever we have.
the truck up there, you got a loader, you got a backhoe.
so this,
Oh, we're
so
in the.
solid waste is
for
transfer
vehicle
station?
repair?
Yes,
Thank you.
Oh.
yes.
I'm thinking it's sewer.
Between.
No, it's all good.
Solid waste is transfer.
Yeah, I'm
so-
thinking in the sewer, I'm
That's
going, it's a brand,
semi-solid waste.
brand new
Yeah,
Chevy.
yeah.
It is solid
Sewer,
waste.
semi-solid
Which-
waste.
That's how I look at it.
Semi-solid.
Right,
But,
but no,
yeah.
they've got, well, actually, they got a 1-ton truck up there, they got a loader.
No,
backhoe,
we're all set.
and a
Yeah.
roller, So, yeah.
Yeah, and they're already in the hole.
And they're in the hole on that.
I was thinking of the 2023 Chevy that's driving around black,
Yeah,
but
no,
it says waste. It
Wrong-
doesn't say
wrong one.
solid. Yeah,
no, that just says waste.
it says waste.
What a
And
waste.
now
that's
compactor
great,
repair, have
though.
they spent anything?
Anything encumbered under that?
I'm sorry, I can't hear.
520301.
5,000
B7.
is encumbered for the compactor.
It is.
It varies year to year. It can
Yeah.
go up to 9 or 10.
If anything is ever gonna come back to bite us, it's gonna be that compact.
Oh, no,
Yeah.
that's another thing that's due.
That is a dinosaur
Yep.
waiting to implode.
Yep,
Yeah.
And when they come in, it's not gonna be for $8,000.
No, it's
I had a conversation with Randy last year about that.
We're living on borrowed time
Yep.
with that, so.
so if we just went to private waste hauling, wouldn't that just take care of that? I know I say it every.
I don't know, what?
I learned that from Russ Fox.
Oh, did you?
That's the
Okay.
Russ Fox. thing.
Okay.
Oh, no, no, actually never wanted that. That's why, that's why I keep asking for it.
No, I don't wanna do that because then.
I know, I know,
Their
I
thing,
know.
so, no, we're good.
Push
So,
up the expense on.
but no, so the compactor, but that's.
Yep.
I'm good with the 8,000
Yep,
and just keep your
we
fingers
already
crossed.
spent it. she
What
said.
is refuse fees as an expense?
When we get rid of that solid waste, it's gotta go somewhere.
Tipping fees, what
Okay.
what it charges
Yeah.
to dump the.
Product.
the
At
product, whether it
Springfield
be the
for
cardboard,
recycling or whatever,
the
yeah.
steel,
Yeah.
the
Go
wood,
to Westfield?
tipping
No,
fees.
Westfield's been closed for years.
Oh, okay.
Right,
Yeah, Westfield just barely takes care of their own stuff. Everything goes to Springfield and you see those trailers on the left-hand side with the blue boxes, it's all going to Ohio or.
and just keep your
Somewhere.
fingers crossed that everything stays as it is, because at any time, if one of
Oh, yeah.
those places closes and
Yeah,
things
fees go up.
change,
Mhm.
we're gonna be in for a rude awakening, so.
Yeah. And years ago, your recycling was worth big money. Now your recycling, you pay to get rid of it.
Now you pay to get rid
So that
of
was
it,
the
yeah.
whole, that's why
Makes
I
some
went
sense.
from, right, the 328s up there because, we pay. Composting. Composting they got rid of, okay, DEP inspections.
I don't know what the trailer is.
Is there anything in 542402?
The DP.
DPW mandated inspections.
Yep, it's, it's been encumbered or spent.
Okay,
Yeah, they actually finished capping.
that's what I was getting at, right?
Well,
So that may go away next year. We'll have to
That,
watch
that
that.
should go away, but they still do have the monitoring wells
Yeah.
that happen. I don't think it'll be that as much. but
Right.
The big thing with that was doing the capping up there, which they got done
Right.
and was approved, so.
Hey, can you ask about the trailer 5?
It says this item is used to pay for maintenance at the trailer, including porta potty services, bottled water, camera systems, et cetera.
Oh, okay.
In the
There you go.
past, some POs have been taken out of other line items that are better suited in this line, including first aid kit services. This change is in line with the expected cost for these services in the next step.
Okay, they just kind of lumped a whole bunch of stuff,
Mhm.
okay.
Right. And the environmental monitoring is the next one down.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yep. And he dropped that, it's 5,028.
And the
zero the other
landfill
part.
portion's done, so.
Is there anything encumbered in that one? 542427.
So nothing's encumbered, but they spent just over, 2,800.
Yep, I see that. Okay. We'll watch that. Landfill closure is 0, okay.
Yeah, that's all done, that goes away.
We are about right now.
You know, that, just under operations where they got that new Easy Pass thing.
Yep, that's for the tolls.
I know, but why, do we have Easy Pass on like other town vehicles? I
No,
mean, to me, this just seems kind of like a crazy budget. It should be like postage, should just be one thing for postage.
there's only one truck that brings those sewer things out, and that's the new 2024 Chevy. Is the one that leaves town, goes on the pike to pick up the sewer, that was pumping.
Okay, but what about the town cars? Like if I grab a town car to go to Boston, what does that?
You bring
Easy Pass?
you bring your receipts back and you get paid, I believe.
Well, that's like the stupidest thing in
Yeah,
the world. Why
that's
doesn't the
right.
town just have like some Easy
And they
Pass?
charge you
You know what I
extra
mean?
Yeah, I don't know.
It's like so redundant that
Yeah, I don't know how it works. I don't know. I
you would think that
don't know who
they.
would trust a town car to go to Boston, first of all.
You'd have to take Route
I
20.
have, yes, I have. I actually took the old police chief's car to Boston for an accessory.
Yeah, back in the day.
Back in the day,
Yeah,
but I
okay.
mean, you
But
know.
they don't have receipts. They don't have any workers working on the.
Right,
No, I know, I get
right.
that, yeah.
Now it's kind of foolish. I mean,
Yeah,
Diane, could you look at that, the Easy Pass?
Tell them to take
There are
Route
some
20.
vehicles that have some.
You know what I'm saying?
They have
It's
Easy
like, we
Pass.
have town vehicles out there.
There's
they-
just buy
Some
them
that have
that
Easy
have-
Pass.
we do.
Cause we pay bills.
Okay,
Too
I mean,
easy.
it's just like kind of crazy to have a whole bunch of line items for easy, it should just be like one line item for Easy Pass.
Paul, apparently we do.
But it
And
is
okay.
per department.
It's per department.
So some departments use it, some don't. So like we're looking at, we were talking about the sewer
All comes
department.
out the same pot.
It
That's all
does.
I'm saying, just make it cleaner. Who cares? Somebody had to go on a toll road, that's fine.
So it does exist, Paul.
Okay, all right, thank you. Thank you for humoring me, Joe.
Oh, absolutely. We got you out of the house, didn't we?
Yeah, thanks. Sure, my wife appreciates it.
You have no idea. No, kidding.
Sewer information. Sewer.
Mhm.
Stock supplies by 20200
And there's
sewer.
sewer,
Mhm.
Says they've expended 5,000 already as of February. You're looking for beyond February?
Yeah, I'm gonna see what's encumbered, if anything.
$2,581.
So that's 7,500.
Yeah.
So,
What about test and
Diane, do you
sample?
have what they did?
Yeah.
Yeah, they-
85. So they'll probably get to 85,900.
Right, so they did 80, about 86 every year, but
Right,
we're at 11. Couple grand, maybe.
yeah, you wanna shave two, we can shave two.
Take it down on that one.
Yeah. And then tests and sampling, they keep asking for 950 and they don't spend anything. I know you want a little safety, but if they're not spending anything,
Never have.
Never have,
Bring it down to
so let's
250.
drop that to 250, yeah. Okay.
contracted equipment and services,
They've been, they were over.
They're over, yeah.
so they went up, but do they think they are? That's why they went up, you think, because they went over last year?
Yeah.
Well,
Well, most
Right.
of that too is a real number, like. Lost count, no,
right, they went over in 23,
yeah,
didn't ask for more, and now they are asking for more.
Odor control product.
office supply, they've never spent it.
No. Nobody.
It's $190.
No, I don't think you still,
It's an odd number.
What if they need something like that?
Paper clips.
A stapler breaks.
Staplers are not cheap if you want a decent one, I'm just saying.
Odor control product.
control products.
That's very important in sewer.
It
is,
is,
but they're not hitting their
But they're
numbers.
not-
correct.
Exactly,
11, 13, 12, and 10.
Thank you.
so 12 maybe, put
Yeah,
it back to
yeah,
their
we can
lowest,
go to
their
12.
highest
It
one,
was 12.
yeah.
If they only have $2,500 left.
Oh,
Oh, my goodness.
Out of 16,
Yeah,
so they're
they've
spending,
spent.
Oh,
Those stinkers.
14,
yeah,
Okay, well-
15.
yeah, 14 or 15,
So that means you stocked up this year, we can still drop next year.
maybe.
I say drop 15 at least.
so where they're at now, they're at,
Yeah,
85 plus 22, you said?
They're like at 13.5.
We just
Yeah.
buy some clothespins for everybody's noses.
No, thank you, I already wore masks for 2 years.
I don't know, what do you wanna do? You wanna drop it
Up
100?
to 15.
15? Okay, drop to 15.
And then we take a look at it next year, cause.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
I'm guessing. Yeah, there's a stock up.
There you go. Vehicle repair is all good. That's the new truck.
So do we leave it at 2 grand?
I would,
Better to
Yeah,
be
they're gonna say
safe
it's
than
a year
sorry.
old now, so.
yeah, because you gotta remember too, they've also got that big truck. We're not just talking pickups. They got that big backing truck.
Put a pumper, yeah.
Yeah, and
so
if they
that-
need 2 brake jobs, there you
Yeah,
go.
one thing in there, yeah, they'll kill that budget.
Physicals
It'll be
again, the physicals. Health insurance is health insurance.
Mhm.
Under pumps. So. Gotta upgrade your mood. So we don't touch. So there's your sewer dead kids.
Yep.
Let's getting down there. That's a county looking at that number, okay.
Mm-hmm. So it must be right.
Well, they pay the bills, last I heard anyway.
Yeah,
They're in charge of the purchase orders.
mm-hmm.
Sewer interest. Sewer projects. What is the bond anticipation? We put 5,000 every year and it's at 0. What's that? Educate us a little bit.
That one, we probably could remove it. It's, if you're gonna go out to bond, if there's any cost.
That's where it comes out of, any
That's where
sewer
it-
projects that would have a cost.
Yeah. you know.
Okay, so we can put that down to 1,500.
Yeah.
You don't wanna get rid of the line item,
No, we don't wanna, you know,
Right.
you never know.
right? Fire. I know we can't discuss it, but I see clerical part-time. So the water department also has a part-time clerical, or is that how we chop it up in the selectman's office back in the day? Okay, thank you. And advertisements are, of course, if we have a water issue, we have to go and post all that stuff. Springfield water is bad. Fucking generator repair. 520300, is there anything encumbered?
$1,094.
Okay, so they're at 3,000 change, so almost 4, all right.
44,
What's that?
44, 1,900, almost 44.
You say 1,000?
Fucking generator repair,
Yeah, almost 44.
4,400. Yeah.
Yeah, so that should stay.
The consultant,
It's contracted equipment.
They're in the hole,
Yeah,
In which one?
contracted equipment.
yeah.
Ah,
Well, like when they had that fire up on Granville Road, they
Yeah.
broke the water line in 2 places. So the water department was at one break and they had a contract out to fix the other break up the road. So you can suck that up in one water break. That goes
Yeah.
quick, so.
the consultant,
testing of water
Yeah.
seems important,
It is.
but
They
we
haven't
don't
spent
seem
much.
to be spending very
Yeah.
much.
Right.
How's that encumbered this year, Laura? 521906.
So, they've been covered, $5,570 and spent 2430.
8,000.
So, yeah.
So they're at
we're
8.
about 8.
Want to leave it?
Chop it.
Or
I don't
10?
know, what are your thoughts? You wanna shave a little bit?
I was gonna say 10.
No?
Looks like we shaved it from 15 to 13.
Oh, yeah, already last year.
So I'd
Yeah.
shave it a little bit more.
Go to 12.
Want the history?
Yeah.
Sure.
7, 11, 9, 3, and up to 8 this year then.
Yeah, so 11's good.
11.
What about the consultant above that?
So
2,000.
that's probably an on-need basis. There's nothing encumbered in there. It's
There's
gonna
nothing.
number
Drop to 1,000.
drop it to 1,500. You okay with that? Postage is postage, uniform allowance.
Dock supplies,
I think we already dropped that, didn't we?
5424.
I have no next to it, but I don't have what we changed it to. If we
Thirty.
did.
I think we brought it down to 30.
Oh, yeah, that was the, yeah. Yeah, we brought that down, but what's been spent?
The stock supply.
Mm,
514.
I wrote down 11,146.
Went from 21 up to 30. we spent 14 and now it's 3,000, so can we drop even further than that?
That's what I'm
30.
questioning, would.
Or didn't we dropped it to 30, right?
Yeah,
It's risky, 31, 39, 22, 14.
Yeah.
And 11 to date.
leave it at 30.
Yeah, 30 is probably a safe.
What's the surface materials right below?
I would think that's paving,
That will be road patch, shaft
patches from
repair.
water repairs, yeah.
It's,
That can go up or down in a
That's-
heartbeat.
None of that fluctuates.
Okay,
right, you take a shot in the dark on that one, so.
Yeah, and everything's been encumbered on that line.
Yeah,
Okay.
And disinfection product is probably fluctuates.
well,
Well,
they're
they
dropping
did
it
our
to,
water.
they're
They
dropping it
dropped
to
it already.
6
6.
already, yeah.
So what have we spent so far encumbered?
So they've spent almost the whole thing.
Okay.
Oh.
857 left.
in that.
No,
Okay.
okay.
Yeah, then you have to leave it.
System. What we do,
We did 20 in there, we went to the
yeah,
low.
okay.
Mhm. Medicare says TBD.
Yeah,
Accounting.
That's
So you figure out the salaries, you can't compute.
Oh,
the-
gotcha.
The Medicare,
Oh, right, yeah.
it's a payroll tax.
yeah.
Oh, this is the
Not our
tax.
department.
I didn't realize what it was. I thought it was maybe
Yeah, we
something else.
probably should put tax after that.
Oh,
Dick River Swell, we put at 15.
Didn't hydrant replacement drop too?
We dropped it, but we
To
did.
10, right?
Yeah. The scatter they moved.
And the rest are accounting, so
Yeah.
it's really nothing there for us.
What is this called? Finance, sorry.
Forgot what hat you had on.
Yeah. So,
Hmm.
So where are you then?
We're going through, we're done with that, so now we're gonna go back to, we were at Park and Rec when we stopped, correct? Last week.
Hold on.
You start up the cultural council,
Oh,
cemetery is
cultural
the next one in the book.
Yep, cemetery, there's my
Yay.
flip.
Woo. Mm,
Is the repairs and the maintenance on the existing equipment?
Yeah. I think that also covers the grounds too, doesn't it?
Yeah.
We just found out today, we're talking about
The culvert.
the culvert, yeah. For 6,500 that they gotta replace.
So they're likely to, you think they're likely to spend 10, given that they're getting a new excavator?
For repairs and maintenance?
Yeah.
No, because they're technically not even in that account now for that. So they have a guy come in, it's $500 to dig and it comes in and goes out. So it's not, you know, that piece of equipment's not replacing anything under repairs and maintenance.
No, it's
Oh, it
covered by
isn't?
ground.
No, they don't have anything. They don't own anything
Yeah.
right now.
We sub that out as of right now.
Yep. Isn't that the sexton stipend?
That we don't
Top.
touch stipends.
No, but I'm just saying that's what the.
Oh, we're on
will
cemetery. just
replace.
saying. Yeah.
What about the ground supplies? Budget went from 2,000 to 9,000, she's keeping it 9, but she spent about 6 and less than 4 so far this year.
Oh,
So
anything left on the ground supplies, Laura?
Yeah, it could be a spring thing.
Yeah,
Five,
there's
four, two.
$5,220.
yeah, but she only spent 6,000 last year, so that's why I'm asking.
Gotcha.
So can that actually be cut to say 7,500?
If you would like to do that. 7,500.
Yeah, if she needs more grass seed, she can come back.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
And what is this improvement? Last year it went up to 18, there was 14 and now there's just under 7.
Right.
Does she need the 18 or can that
Anything
be
else
dropped
coming out
down
of
to
that?
16?
586,000.
So. Yeah. So about 10,000.
Okay,
Okay,
So.
yeah, whatever she's using it.
Yep.
Alright. Please, how does she make it? How much?
So the phase project is the paving of the roads.
Mhm.
Which was 12,000, we put 20,000 in last year.
Didn't she say it's
It wasn't
happening?
enough to do anything.
Yeah, she says she
So-
has 32,551 in total to spend for paving in 24 and 25.
Right, that would be.
So she's got
two
that.
right
Right.
Together.
Alright.
It's both of. Building inspector.
Sorry, I'm sorry. I'm saying whatever, so that's. That's all.
What about the weights and measure?
Weights and measures is a subcontract out. Westfield does it for us. Right. And they went up, that's why we went up.
Okay.
So we'll hit it, we'll hit it. Cell phone, apparently pay for cell phones.
What about supplies? 800 last year. The budget was 6.
Yeah.
Went up to 16.
Or 800 for.
Got 383 right now.
Yeah. 542-300, Laura? Anything that's pulling up? What?
She's looking.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Supplies, they've spent 9, encumbered 250, so they only have $400 left.
Okay.
I guess we'll leave it.
The code books we talked about. Zero supplies is Westfield.
So Board of Health.
Travel.
Not much here.
No. And they collect fees that he's reevaluating as well, so,
Applying for a $50,000 grant.
yeah.
Yeah.
There's some of the pages there.
Yeah. Funded on its own.
Hopefully. Okay, buildings and grounds.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, that looks pretty low. The town complex maintenance,
520200.
God. Well, we spent 17, just over 17,000.
Mhm,
We're at 13 now. Where are we with?
she's looking.
Yeah, why did we agree to go from 33.9 to 49.3?
Oh,
When
You're
it's
being
17?
nice.
Well, there must have been some explanation to get us to go up when we only
Right.
spent 17.
So we have 27,000 left
27,000 left.
in the maintenance activities.
Okay.
Which is more than they spent last year.
yeah,
Yeah,
so couldn't we cut it?
Oh, it's got about 10 grand.
That's what I was thinking. Still leave a cushion.
you wanna cut it by 10?
Yeah,
Go ahead.
Oh, yeah, you got the new roof, you got a new heating system. I mean,
yeah, I cut it down to like 39.
Yeah.
Oh, come on,
39.
that stuff's not done yet. Please. That is a nightmare. That upstairs, it's hot, it's cold.
Yeah.
It is, oh my God.
You're not cutting it down to 39, you're cutting it down to 17, right? You said he's got 20.
No, the budget
No,
was
it's
No, the
49,
budget was
229.
49, you cut it
So I
by
say
10,
cut it
get
down to 39.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, minus
Yes.
10.
We're still leaving a cushion.
I'm fine with it, I just thought if they only have 27 left, at this point, you're taking 10 away.
We're not taking it from this year.
Oh.
Right.
Oh,
No, no.
Yeah, yeah.
excuse me. Thanks. Minor equipment, you have to be 16 and under to use it.
Yes.
3,000 under.
Where are
Where
we?
we at?
Contracting agreements.
520600.
They have $13,724 left.
Left.
We put it to 60?
What's that?
Do we put it to 60?
They shave about $5 off.
Yeah.
Oh, that's about 5, yeah.
Contract.
Unless there's something that,
And
it covers a
Anything
lot.
like contracted services and everything could be dangerous.
Right, because and every year they, things go up,
Okay,
yeah.
House supplies hasn't been used.
Want 2 cents?
What about?
So what about the
It's what-
grounds?
You want 2 cents on that?
I do.
On the what, contracts or the grounds?
We're back,
Contract agreements.
okay,
Every year budgeted 65,000, 64 to 66 and never spent it. It
But
was
we're-
43, 41, 57, and now this year projected to be 52.
But we've already spent how much?
the 50th.
52 days for Laura.
So.
I was going 58 with it. 58,000.
That one is still making me nervous.
it's 42, we're at 64, you're gonna go to 58.
Split the difference, go to 60.
Yeah, we were just talking about.
I'd be comfortable at 60.
Yeah.
And then if they need something, they can
They
come
can
to
come,
us.
they can come back to us.
Yeah. Hey, but the select board can beat it up some more.
And then you got the grounds contracted services.
Yeah, that's 19, where are we this year for that one? 530200.
Yeah, we're only at Yeah, 19.
But is the
before.
money being spent in the spring and that's why it looks off?
No, that's fine. I just, so it's same thing. It's a contracted service regardless of what time of year it is. Which is the guy doing which is the town, that's maintenance
Landscaping.
on the grounds, which is a set, pretty much a rock solid set price.
Oh,
It may go up
Yeah.
every year and down, but it's
It's not, well, it's not for,
it says grounds, no?
and now it's. Are you talking, oh, the 200 rooms?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. 530.
I was looking at, sorry, I was looking at supplies,
Oh, gotcha, no,
sorry, dropped the line.
yeah. 530-200.
Yep, so they have 18,315 left.
Right.
Yeah, we went from 30 to 36, 750.
so they're
So-
spending 18 and 18 so far. 23 to 24.
So can we drop that back down to 30?
I don't know what's in there.
It's landscaping.
No, I know, but I don't know what our,
Oh, I see.
I'd say 32. Instead of 36.
I have to look at that.
History was 26, 22, 19, 19, and we're at 18 today.
I go to 30.
Or it was originally.
I was going 25.
We'll go to 30.
We'll go to 30.
We'll go to
We'll beat them up to 25.
You're gonna have to have something to do on Thursday night,
So what about those ground supplies?
or at least
We're zero.
educate the rest of your
You can always-
board.
You can always go to bid.
Cause I'm gonna kind of tell them this is where you guys are going and
Yeah.
I think it's this and.
Yeah.
Well, you'll have you should have a good copy.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure, you know, I know the landscaper that they have is first class, but they could bid it out. I don't know if they do.
They
that
do
every
bid it
year.
out every
Every
3
year?
years,
Yeah.
every 3 years. yeah.
Okay, good.
What about ground supplies?
Yeah, they're not spending anything.
well, sometimes it's the spring.
Well, if that's every
That's
3 years.
But it's
They,
zero,
it
zero.
was 0 and
If that's
23.
every 3 years, it was 18, 18, and 18 to date then, so next year maybe
It may go up.
the anticipated.
Yeah, it's up this year.
That's good information.
Yeah. It is up this year. It's going out to bid.
Hopefully done, nearly done.
And mind you, a lot of that is the Carl Steinhardt, math. So he took the full picture of the number and divided up amongst each town department that may need something mowed, you know.
What about ground supplies?
Ground supplies,
They haven't spent
532-400.
Do we just bring it down to say 1,000?
Is there anything encumbered on that one?
$50.
Yeah.
I'd say at least drop it to 1,000.
Yep, drop it to
Yeah.
1,000. Mining equipment. Maintenance supplies,
It's almost spent as of February, so.
779. They're probably gonna hit their number. It's all pretty on. Is there anything out there for 589008? Handicap liability or accessibility, sorry.
There's 3,000 encumbered.
Is there?
Public safety.
Can't wait to use that stop switch.
I'm just waiting for that phone call for mine.
When it goes about a foot, I'm gonna slam it.
Remind me not to get a new elevator.
Try that, Bill.
So the
I'm gonna try that $12,000.
Public safety building, the repairs and maintenance.
I have DPW now.
So, I'm
You
still
do?
going.
Yeah, I don't know why. Cause I can see that you have. Or did I miss a sheet?
Public safety building maintenance is what I have.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm missing something?
It's right after the TKE, you have TKE, right? You have
Yeah,
TKE.
oh, there it is. Okay, thank you.
Yeah, so, looks like they've spent about 26 right now. Last year they spent 26, they went up from 33 to 44. So we'll save a little bit off that.
Well, let's ask Laura if there's anything encumbered right now. That's how we started.
So, yeah, like you said, it's
No.
almost 27,000. They've spent, they have, $1,224 encumbered, so there's about 15. That's available
Okay.
to cover, you know.
Can we bring it down to 40?
You can. Yeah. 40,000.
Yeah.
And there's also, without being, well, I'm gonna be a jerk. The numbers we see today, that department was, this whole maintenance issue we've had, it's been a roller coaster, right? So we have an acting maintenance guy now this month. And I don't know what they're gonna do. Maybe that falls under DPW somehow down the road. But, so these may all change next year when you're back to having someone running that department. That's all,
Okay.
you know, so.
Yeah, and your contracts and agreement, where we stand with that?
We spent 54, 62, spent 41. So Laura, 520,600.
So they have, roughly $17,613 left.
And they went up, I went up 13 and we have 17 left. Yeah, we go down to 60, absolutely. And I know last year at one point we were, they were supposed to, this department was supposed to grab contracts, things were all over the place, and I think that they went up on those numbers because we were supposed to package things better. So all contracts and agreements were together, it's gonna be a lot simpler, so I don't understand why we're off by so much. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Either something didn't get moved over, or who knows? Maintenance supplies. They hit the number. Minor equipment. Hit that. Public safety capital. Fire station doors are painted and done. The PD floor is done. But they're asking for it for the offices and a separate thing we already talked about. Fire Association building, 40,000, we didn't do anything. 2024, it's not even in there.
The HVAC replacement is so,
Fire HVAC,
But they're not.
but they're not asking.
They're not
for
asking for anything.
no, so that didn't get done. And the replacement for 60,000 didn't get done, but they're working on it now.
Okay.
It's easier to do it after, until we don't need that stuff.
You're supposed to use it as a.
Is it? Oh, I didn't, where I am with it, I don't, my thermostat's pretty good, but it's saying,
The cruisers put all the bad stuff inside the PD.
yeah.
All right, what about, highway division maintenance?
So I was at, look at the next page.
The next,
Yeah, you gotta skip to the,
so the garage repair
Elevator
and maintenance,
Hold on, let me find it.
What,
Okay, so,
That's the one that I was on by accident.
oh, gotcha, oh, this elevator.
Cause I thought all the sheets went together.
yeah, we went from 16 up to 21, but we only spent just under 11, just over 7. So
Okay, highway division maintenance.
Five,
But those are in your
two.
DPW.
That was the one that you already lowered.
Is it the one that we lowered to 18 already?
Yeah.
Thank you.
yes,
So some of these, just a little history on the, reporting, and some are done by Buildings and Grounds.
Right,
So they do a separate report so that when they go to the budget hearings, they can present their lines.
oh, absolutely,
What
that's,
we-
and that's why we saw throughout the book saying buildings and grounds, and we kept going,
Incorporated
right, because last year was a mess.
into their main budgets.
That makes sense.
okay,
Yeah.
so this one we already went
Yeah,
over.
we went over that.
All right.
This year. So that's what.
Last year was an absolute mess. So this year it's a little more organized,
So library maintenance is next.
library maintenance.
Very,
I'd leave that one alone. We don't make these contracts. And the park and recreation.
Park and Rec.
contracts and agreements. Now, we're gonna be
Yeah.
opening the
Laura, could you, yeah,
beach
that's true.
before the end of the year, so that we know that's gonna
They're
go up.
already at 4,000.
Right.
Which they got through last summer.
Because beach, contracts and agreement, there's only $531 left.
Oh, okay.
Okay, we leave it.
Old beach we did away with.
And vandalism, you just leave it, you never know.
Oh,
Just to be safe
vandalism's
than
up there.
sorry.
You never know what's going on there. Miscellaneous park maintenance.
It's run away.
Okay.
Maintenance down.
So who's cutting the grass at Wally?
They hired 2 people.
You don't have to do it anymore?
I'm not gonna answer that. I really hope I don't have to do it this year. But if you see me on a mower, don't stop. Whole park.
They opened the bathrooms.
I'm sure they're getting ready
Yeah, we
to.
like,
They're
they
painting
opened
them.
yesterday.
How are they gonna discern that Wally Park water between the water park and Wally Park regular water? Should that just be under one line item? I know they had $13,000
Right.
budgeted for the water park, but then you got Wally Park water for 1,000. It's probably all gonna go through the same meter, so that's gonna be kind of redundant.
Well, that'll be interesting. I bet you, that's a,
You know what I'm saying?
Elizabeth, can you send another email?
Right?
Please.
I mean, I'm sure they're just gonna tap into the water
Is it-
supply.
To Randy Brown, is there gonna be a separate meter for the water park? Since they're putting it in, they may as well put a separate meter in.
Right.
Is it-
Absolutely.
is the
Right.
water recycled as it
No,
comes through?
no,
It's all
no.
fresh all the time?
But we had budgeted
It's a health
$13,000
thing.
for the water park. But if they just run all the water through one meter.
Yeah, but then
you're
how
not
much
gonna
is
be
the
able to
treatment?
discern
No, absolutely. And they gotta put it all in, so,
being used up there. So,
Yeah.
yeah, that'd be a good idea to
Yep.
have 2 meters.
yeah, absolutely. Nice and simple.
Yeah.
But you gotta question how much water.
What's that?
To understand what's what up there.
Yeah, yeah. So their water bill used to be 6,000 or 7,000 and then
Yeah, we see that
years ago we put wells in,
13.6.
which took care of their lawn maintenance. So now that's right to $1,000 is just for the bathrooms.
So I did check.
The only water being used up there is the restrooms of town water.
Yeah.
When the sprinklers are all on, we put wells in for all that. That's what it was, $50,000 water bill the first year, and the wells were 50,000. So
Okay.
there were some
So
empty
the-
wells from motocross. So we put those.
The spray park can't be put on.
No, it cannot be put on well water. It cannot. It can be if you test it every month, but the wells we put in weren't for consumption, they were for class.
Okay.
You know,
So-
kids will be drinking that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
They
yeah,
do
yeah. So you,
everything
and you're not
wrong.
allowed to, and they tried doing the reclaiming and redoing it, that's not allowed.
No.
Yeah, so it's,
Yeah,
but they're on timers supposedly, and it's, you know,
Yeah.
unless you hit the button, it's not gonna come on.
Testing isn't a hardship. If it's only gonna be open 3 months, you test it 3 times, but.
but what if we have a drought?
Then,
Then it's closed?
We're not
When they
going
wanna
there. Let's get their
use
first year's
again.
water bill, let's
Yeah.
just see what it's at,
Yeah, yep.
you know?
It's kind of like one of these.
I'm going.
Like they did
You're
the
gonna do it, you gotta
$50,000
do it.
first year water bill, and then they said,
Yeah, we pushed them again, that was crazy.
Yeah.
There's certain people in town don't think they should pay the water bill because it's the town. Like, you know, water department wants their money. They don't care if it comes out of a different line item in the town or someone pays for it.
No, they send you a bill if they want it.
Everything has to be
You want a
accounted
water park, tell them go stand outside in the rain.
for by a pocket.
what was the water park item that we approved? And.
Water.
The water bill.
13,000 for water.
13,000 for water?
Yeah.
That was my point, that it's all gonna go, we had 13,000 on one line item and
Oh.
1,000 here.
Okay.
All the water goes through the same meter, so we
Right.
want another meter. So we know what the water park is using.
Yeah.
I like the separate meter.
Yeah, and we should.
Should be easy enough.
Diane, did you have a question?
May I ask a question?
Yes.
You try.
Beach, not spray park,
Same page?
in general,
Oh,
have we ever considered closing the town beach? It takes in last year, $2,700 in gate fees and concession and spent $27,000
Providing a community service to the town.
to keep it open for 9 weeks.
And it's been around since,
That's a great question for the select.
yeah.
And I would wait a year,
No, we
honestly.
We haven't.
We never broached that, yeah.
And we don't get into the fees unfortunately,
Right,
but how long has it been since they were raised, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, have they been raised in
And
the
I'm
last
willing
20
to
years?
bet, Yeah,
I have no idea.
there's.
So that
many
might be a
out
good
of town.
question.
I don't
You know,
think they're.
That was my
gonna-
argument against the water park. We have a beach.
No, 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 but I'm just saying,
You're gonna have just
But if we-
many out of towners coming to the water
And that
park.
includes the salaries for the lifeguard.
Yes, it does, right. But if you do the same thing with Wally Park too, I'm sure you'll find out we're running a little negative there too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Possibly.
We are.
But you know, Diane, I mean, now that we have a
But
water,
it's a little teeny strip.
I-
That, when I'm there, there's no one there,
Uh-huh.
and there's no parking.
So that's a great question for the select board, to be honest
and
with
now that
you.
we have a water park, all the more reason to consider it.
Yeah.
Okay, so I won't occupy your time.
No, you know, we wouldn't be in charge of closing that. You guys would be.
Yeah.
That's all.
Okay.
You know, do we hear you? Absolutely.
yeah.
Okay.
Yes, it's a lost
Great
leader. That, you know, recreational community south of what that
Right.
It was
beach.
all pre-wall park, you know?
Yeah.
Before there was
Yeah.
nothing to do.
Is that the
Oh, absolutely.
last part of beach that's open? I haven't been there since.
It's
I was a
the,
kid.
yeah, it's the, I don't even wanna talk about it, but
Okay.
yes, it's the town beach.
And now that
I-
the trees
Is it the
went,
section
so-
that we went to take swimming lessons as a
It's
kid
not
in that septic pool that we went to?
I don't know.
I don't know either.
Wasn't allowed to take swimming lessons.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's okay. I got over it.
Sorry.
So the old beach was down on Point Grove, I think, and this is,
No, the old
Gabby
beach,
Joe's.
no, the old beach was on Berkshire
Berkshire
Ave,
Ave.
down by the pumping station.
right, that's might have been
Oh,
where
okay.
you went swimming.
That's probably where we went then.
Right,
Yeah.
that was the first one, and then they come up with the other one on South Park.
Well, the new one is, Mr. Steinhardt retired with 35 years of service. So the new beach is 35 years old,
Oh, okay,
Yeah,
right?
but that's a
That's where
good
Mr.
point.
Steinhardt,
Yeah.
Mr. Steinhardt met his wife,
Oh, that's cute.
was at that beach.
I love it.
She worked for the Department of whatever and was in charge of torturing us with that beach. So
Okay.
we sent Mr. Steinhardt over to smooze her. We never said marry her, but he did.
Well, you said smooth.
But he did.
That's what
Cost us
happened.
35 years of him working for the town. That was in the silent contract. Taking one for the team, that young man. Okay, so
Police.
that's why I don't want to talk about the beach. There's a lot of sentimental value there.
Mhm.
So let the selectmen deal with that.
Okay. We're on police department, right? Mhm. Keep moving.
You're right.
yeah, we said no to the pavilion, right? Or to
Yeah.
the shed, yeah.
Yes, we said no to the shed already. That's why I skipped it.
And, okay.
We have no salary.
Yeah, go to
Just keep going
operations,
down.
yeah.
We did reserve training. We lowered that, I believe.
Yes.
Yep.
Reserve training. Oh, reserves may go down. I have a note. I don't know
Yeah, it
how
did.
much.
10 grand a month. isn't it?
Oh, we
That's what I
did.
have for
Okay.
now.
What about dive equipment? Does that come up in the spring?
So school, something's got that, and active shooter, dive equipment, service and maintenance.
There's only one dive officer right now, Mikey.
Yeah, Michael.
Isn't there a revolving account for that dive equipment?
I think that is just the maintenance agreement. It's been 3285 for 1, 2, 3, 4 years.
Yeah, and it comes out to 3285 every year.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
And the Citizen Police Academy of Supplies?
So the Citizens Police Academy supplies.
They're not spending it. They have
They are
for
not
2 years.
spending it. They don't have it this year. They started the RAD program further down. That is going well this year and they only had 2 people according to last night's interviews, 2 people sign up for the,
That was me and my husband.
okay,
We're not doing it.
all right,
That rape deal
No, the
there,
citizens wait.
citizens. So we could probably, so we could drop that to 1,500.
that's actually.
I don't wanna kill it, cause it someday hopefully does come back.
Okay,
Yeah, it's good, yeah.
So 1,500 or not, sending it, so.
Uniforms, I'm sure they
Now,
will.
the rad training, that's the self-defense.
Yes,
Yes, but they started a junior rad thing this year and it was full, and they're
Okay.
very excited about it.
Because
Right, yeah.
I checked into that for Alita and I had a hell of a time getting somebody to call me back or even getting a hold of them.
What year was this?
This was probably a couple years ago.
Not
Yeah.
even,
Yeah.
not even.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Sure.
yeah.
Managed to do it.
Mhm. So during COVID, they said it took a real plummeting,
Yeah, so I think it was like right when we were
Yeah.
coming out of COVID.
right?
You know,
Yeah,
I
they might
called,
not have been ready yet.
I couldn't, I was trying to email and I couldn't get some.
So you
with the
do want to do
email.
the rad program is what I'm hearing?
We would do the rad program.
I know there's
Yeah,
some
one of my girlfriends did
there's
it.
some volunteering with the dog in that bite suit. I mean, it's right up the same alley.
Oh, okay.
I'm not wearing the suit, but that's what's supposed to.
Okay, so the rad program.
Never met a
The
dog.
boat is in town, I think. so-
I heard it was.
Well, good. Who's your maintenance? On your equipment. Do I dare ask on office supplies, 542,300?
Or even computer supplies, even better.
It's consistent spending
Okay,
historically.
so they might be spending more for the spring.
I don't know why it's the second line.
What's in,
So there's, $2,151 left.
okay, so there's spending, all right.
There's
Computers.
supplies,
Yeah.
there's almost $2,500
And computer,
in the computer supply line.
yeah. But those spending.
Mhm.
Is that just being printed ink or what?
It can be anything, a cable to.
Anything to do with-
Anything, you know, for the
Usable,
computer
yeah.
supplies.
Right.
Yep,
Recovery, we talked about. Crime supplies. Ammunition they use it.
they have,
Oh, that's what about security communication systems?
542,410.
yeah, they haven't spent any money.
That was new last year.
Well, that's good. Elizabeth, can you write that number down so we can email the chief and ask him?
542,410.
Yeah.
Yeah.
542,410.
They added it and didn't spend and they kept it and still haven't spent.
Right, just want to know what's going on with that line item.
What about medical requirements, right below it?
So that I believe is, well, 542,412, I believe is to do with the officers and their physicals per se. And I think we bumped it because there was a new hire of 3.
Okay,
Anything out of that one?
it was spending.
$350.
Okay, so, Elizabeth? 542,412.
You would have thought they would have spent
No, it's all good. It's just why we're here.
a good portion of that.
Harbor master expense.
And more in the
Petty
spring.
cash is petty cash. Weapons maintenance, I'm sure it'll come right around.
Well, they're getting new weapons too, right?
I don't even know. I think
Yeah,
they
they have
they
9 millimeters.
have them when they're waiting in the bullet or trying to trade in the old bullets or something. There's an issue there, right?
No, they have new ammunition
Yeah,
and they've got a little bit of 45 left that they're gonna get back to
right.
Camford.
Camford, that's what it was. 2 cruisers was a yes. I know we talked about portable radios up further, right? Did we talk, is there a thing for
I
that?
think we had a question, didn't we?
Yes.
Is that the same one? 588,005?
I'm sorry, I didn't write the number down.
No, I don't know if
The
it
question
is.
is that you thought they had new ones, so
Right.
why is it in here?
Yeah,
Okay, good. We'll leave it at that. Computer equipment.
Just so you know, everything's encumbered for that,
For which ones?
the portable radio.
That's fine. I still want to know. I mean, that was all new radios.
mhm.
Sorry.
It's a good question.
Firearms is firearm 0 or 0, radar use for 0, 0, 0, 0. Paper shredder. Animal control.
I would also note too that there's a men and women's locker room renovation in the police capital for 2026, so. I don't know if we'll be doing the fire station, but.
It's been a twofer.
It's twofer, yeah, twofer,
We
okay.
get a discount because we're doing it too.
Groupon, that's good.
If you give us a good
Oh,
deal
yeah.
here, we'll have you do this contract there.
Right next
What
door.
thing- What's it to you?
Let me know how that works out. Good idea, but I don't know if it's gonna work out. Yeah. But we had animal control.
No, it's pretty-
Rabies testing. Can you look at 542-300 office supplies?
Office supplies. They, have spent about $600.
They beat last year so far. And then maintenance supplies,
Yeah, that's been rough.
542-400,
About 500.
spent 500, okay.
And that report doesn't include our.
They're outrageous, but if we're gonna try and make it.
It does, I ran it just, yeah, I ran it just before I
They
came
both look
down.
like they could be cut
That's
back.
helpful.
If we
Yeah.
cut both of them by 500,
Who, the supplies?
yeah, office supplies and maintenance supplies, cut it by 500.
250 each, or 500 each?
1,000 each, so cut each of them by 500.
I was doing the same based on history.
Okay, so 500.
So 1,039 and 1,000?
I would just do
$1,000,
$1,000 each of them. I like round numbers.
All right, yeah, I see what you're saying. Yeah.
So 539 and 500. Did you hear that, Laura?
So 1,000 for each.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, 500 for each, so it's 1,000 total.
We're
Yeah, yeah.
moving it.
Total.
And then,
Total.
since
Yeah.
we're
Total
getting
is
to
to
supplies
1,000
again,
each.
the cleaning supplies, a couple down. You know, that 2,600 that they spent. You know, just over 1,000 and 661 so far.
That's, yeah. That's for
Take
clear.
another 500 off that one.
So we've got 1,100 left.
Yeah, so 500 will be fine.
That's what I'm doing.
What are we doing to 2,100?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, the school budget.
Right, school budget.
Oh, boy. Can't say anything about it.
Did he,
Have you?
my assistant was.
Just a comment, do we go take the easy ones and just kill all other budgets really quickly before we get into school?
Yeah, I don't think we can really touch.
Why-
No,
why
but
should
I
we-
wanna have a discussion.
Okay,
about
let's,
what-
let's go through everything else
Yeah.
before we light you up.
Cause I'm just not following exactly what they came to the table with.
All right. So moderator. Select board. We can't cut their salaries, they say.
What's hired service? I'm just curious. I don't know what that means.
Select board,
Select board.
hired services under operations.
52190.
Oh,
Yeah.
boy, that could be.
Bodyguards.
Limo transport.
And they did cut it in half.
Yeah, they
Yeah, they cut it.
cut it back to 10.
I don't know what that is. I don't know
Yeah.
what that means.
Hired service.
Oh,
I'll look into it.
Yeah, that was.
Yeah, is it legal or?
So
I don't think it's
the last
legal.
couple of years, they've been using it for, consultants
Special
for
consultant.
the special for hiring.
Right,
But there could be somebody else they're outsourced, you know, they need to hire.
Yeah, but something
To do
along that
something.
line, okay,
Well, they cut it in half, so.
yeah.
That's, right, because it's Carl.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For Carl.
No.
oh, big guy.
That was great. Yeah, I mean, it's pretty straightforward, makes sense.
You can tell Carl's involved with everything in detail though. He was from two managers slash school.
You like that?
Down below it says, don't call me, no.
Yeah.
Stamped it final.
Yeah. A reserve fund account. Obviously, the wages negotiation. But use, conference and travel,
We didn't buy any supplies.
not yet, $245, so we're gonna get something.
We might need
Oh, yeah,
paper
we-
clips and notebooks, so yeah, binders.
You got binders right in front of it.
Oh,
What is it? That one?
You know that night binder you got?
My blue one? I appreciate
It's
that.
probably like $40.
And it's been breaking rulers left and right, so,
And that's town properties, don't be absconding.
no, I break them.
Okay.
I have some at home I can donate.
So I don't know what it means, if you smack yourself, your knuckles with the ruler and you don't talk as loud.
Yeah, give them to the nuns.
You
No,
don't swear as much. Just keep hitting yourself.
You spent $50.
Oh,
So cash.
big spender.
how irresponsible.
Please go.
Illegal.
Oh, no, we're not touching much of these. We don't pay,
They come out of their own.
yeah, they come out of their own.
Okay.
Yeah,
Thank
but
goodness.
don't worry, you'll get billed for it. Don't worry about that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Don't you worry about a
Pretty
thing.
much everything in the town complex we already saw somewhere else, right?
Right.
Yeah,
There's a
so.
couple of things,
The
nothing,
exception, but
Board of Appeals.
nothing just enough.
So on Saturdays, we did not go through this last section. We forgot all about it, so.
Oh, yeah.
Board of Appeals, 5-year.
There isn't.
Copy on the clerk copy, 2,000,
we already approved
down
that.
the roads.
Postage. It's really the only thing that looks.
UPS went up on the
Anything.
rates.
Town report, it is what it is, what we spend.
Mhm.
The only question I have, and, it is like, everywhere you see copiers, do we have like a copier contract with one supplier, or is it just helter-skelter random?
No, I think it's.
For the most part, it's, I think there's two.
Okay.
Yeah. However,
Public
is that
safety,
anything?
building, Charlie's gone over those.
Because like any big business, I know that my wife worked for the insurance company. They had, one company had the contract for the whole building. And they like basically paid by the copy, and once a month they had but this one guy came in and he just went through all the copiers, you know, it just like, you see, everybody needs copiers, I understand that, you know, and I didn't know if it would make more sense to just put out a bid, so that, look at, go to the police station, fire station, come here, see what all these, you know, some places just need a copier just to make copies. Some need it where they can print on a book and state, okay, so fit the proper copier to the right application and give us a bid for the whole damn thing. And get it done like that, rather than doing helter skelter.
Well, we don't want to, as you need, oh, man.
Yeah,
There-
yeah. it
And they
better
come with
be-
contracts, and the contracts last X amount of years.
Years,
Right,
yeah,
yeah.
usually they come, yeah.
Okay, I did, it's just one of those, redundant thing. I know like where she worked, it was fine, cause she went around once a month and read how many copies went off that machine, and then that was how they paid, it's, if it'd be cost effective or redundant, whatever, the town's kind of big enough that they could look into different things.
And what we normally do is, so last year, we got a new copier, that went somewhere, but the hand-me-down went to senior center.
Yeah,
So we don't throw them out, who needs them less and less gets the older ones.
right, but it's just that cost as you hand it down and the things, you know what I'm saying? It's
Oh, yeah,
just like,
absolutely.
If it was under contract and
Right.
like, well, you just paid a set amount and I don't care, if thing's broke, it's your problem, fix it or bring it,
Yeah, I think that's what we do when we get the new ones.
Okay,
There's a 3 or 4 year contract with them.
okay.
Public safety buildings.
Pretty much everything.
I think it's captured elsewhere.
The what? Gas and oil,
Do we have a
I think
contract?
I wanna look,
but that's
Yeah.
contracted, right?
well, the gas and oil, I wanna look at that account, because we may need for this year, we may need a reserve fund transfer for that one. So I just wanna look and see
Where we're at,
where we're at and whether
Yep. That's fine.
That should actually show up.
that might need to go up.
The other question I had too was, last run, this thing with you, like, paper clips, all that crap. Do we have like a town account with WB Mason where we get a town price, no matter which, whether the cops order the fire, we order it here, or is everybody kind of on their own when they order office supplies?
Everybody has their own account.
Their own line item.
Right, their own accounts with
Quill,
or
Right.
WB Mason.
But do we get like a town price for that, or, you
I,
know what I'm saying?
Doesn't look like it's consolidated.
yeah.
no, it's not consolidated, yeah,
Okay, I just, it's.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
cause then we'd have to hire someone, right, to move that box of paper over to the police, and I can just see where that.
Well, we could just have somebody in charge of office supplies, and
We could,
we have a town car out
Right.
back, and they could just load it up every day and bring
They
paper
could.
clips
we
and
could have a central
We
copier
volunteer.
room too. right?
rulers and, yeah, but, well, while the seniors are out delivering meals, they could
Well, I don't ask you what you do during the day.
pay me. You know what I do during the day.
Okay, veteran services,
We already approved that. Channel 15, we already did that too.
general 15. Principal. Principal, so this is what we owe.
Yeah.
So we're paying that. So 2018 dump truck, we still owe 31,000 now. So looks like it'll be, maybe it's the last year with the DPW site and garage. So Laura, does that really mean all we owe is 50,000 on the DPW site and garage, or am I missing something?
It's not what.
That's what the
necessarily-
payment is, it's
The
not what we owe.
payment, well, there's 50,000 out of here, and then there's a part in the water department, I think it's
Sure.
5,000,
Right,
so it's a
but that's the
75,000.
payment, that's not what we have left on the principal.
No, that's not what we have
Just,
left,
so folks, we're looking at payments,
yes,
Mm.
payment.
okay.
Okay.
6,000 for the ambulance. The Buffalo fuel tank, water pumper, 90,000 a year. 30,000 a year for the DPW, truck from 2019. 175,000 for road works, every time we bond $1 million and we're excited, that costs us 175,000 a year. At that nice interest rate, not at what we're currently at
That
today.
work, yeah, right. And
And
then,
that's just the principal, that's not the interest, the next page, is the
Exactly.
interest. on it.
Yeah, okay, let me enjoy this, please.
Gets you excited.
and we're trying to get the final figures for the rest of
Yes.
the
Understood. Boom, boom, boom. Boom. Yeah. How you doing? All the interest.
That's the good, yes, the interest.
Some ways are bad.
Brown fuel tank, so it was
That's a fuel tank at the DPW. It's
four
it's in the
sixty,
back.
but if it was budgeted for 464, then it went up to 840, doesn't interest come down?
Well, it depends on how we did that.
Maybe the
And-
first
and
year
no.
was a half a year.
Yeah, very well. No, it's been there for a while, but.
Oh, it's like your ladder truck is 35.8, 31.3,
Right.
26.8. Yeah, your dump truck. Road comes down.
Yeah,
It must be based on the price of fuel.
North
You could have bought
been
gas,
on-
could have bought gas at 229 at the local
Put on
yesterday.
goes.
yeah.
He was trying to clean his tank out of the oven.
Well, that's not there, but it's,
Itself before they dug him on the ground. Yeah, yeah,
At mobile station, yeah, they
yeah,
did.
yeah,
It's
he
like,
knocked the
darn it,
price down $1. Said,
Yeah.
come and get it, empty my tank.
yeah.
That's where the benefits.
My wife's not on, so she can't, if you gotta go, you gotta go. I didn't look at her gas gauge. I
Yeah.
drove all the way down there. They were already out.
Already out.
We had 3/4 of a tank, so I'd have saved $3.
And that above ground tank is actually a pretty good deal, cause it's like
Yeah.
700 grand to replace the tanks at the mobile. station.
Yeah.
Yeah, the
School budget.
employee benefits.
No, but it's good to look at. Understand where money goes.
Private school.
Life insurance, Medicare,
Filling that up.
Price will be 25, and it's up.
payout,
Didn't have that.
this back payout is on. Vacation buyback. Ooh. All right, to the schools we go. We did email them yesterday, looking to see where if they played with their numbers. I know I had a brief meeting with their yada, 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 and I think they're looking like they're gonna find 300 grand for us.
So what's that?
They were gonna find 300,000 for
Where,
us.
from where?
And
They were gonna take it from their school choice. And they weren't gonna do the capital of the floor tiles for 45,000. So the number they gave us is gonna supposedly be 300,000, so not 820 is gonna turn into 520.
no, because if they take it out of their capital budget is not their operating budget, so they asked for
So,
like
and
a
I
million,
could, and I could have been misspoken.
$1 million more.
Okay.
So.
Anyways, whatever that number is,
Yeah.
supposedly 300,000 is coming off of their number. Don't have it in writing, and we will see.
So really, that would only be maybe half, less than half of it was coming off their operating budget, so instead of 950, it's like $800,000. And then whatever pennies trickle down to us.
So the school choice just was really that they had the projections of what they were and then the applications came in, and so the
Right.
applications were lower than what they,
I think there's a funding source there
okay.
that they nonchalantly made, it's probably in that packet they sent us, but it's a funding source.
Okay.
So somehow they're able to pull through, there's,
They have a revolving account.
yeah, so, and I've had discussions with Jen since then, Jen Willard, and the head of their school committee. And, you know, I'm not getting two different answers, but I'm getting two different theories of how they get there.
Yeah, I'm just interested to see just
Yeah.
more edification, see how it's done.
Yeah,
They're using it out of their E and D, correct?
I don't know what,
Out of their E and D to pay for that amount of school choice?
I don't know. I don't wanna answer that, I honestly don't know. Yeah, it could be. So they took 260 out of that. And then their other 45 is coming from somewhere else.
Okay.
I just looked at it, our check would be a little smaller for them. And I believe they understood in our Saturday meeting that, a few of us were having a discussion with them.
Mhm.
And it seemed like it sunk in a little bit. Which was nice, because usually it does not sink in. So, in my eyes, I thought we made some headway.
Mhm.
But what do you wanna look at, Rita?
No, I was just hoping for the explanation, but it doesn't sound like we have the actual receipts yet, so.
No.
I'm
And
good.
as soon as we get that email from
That's
them.
fine. That's what I thought we might have had some,
No. I thought he'd turn right around tomorrow and give us a quick email back.
no worries,
He didn't,
that's fine.
so,
I was looking for like a T account with debits and credits.
yeah.
So.
And on that subject, so if any of us email, all of us, try not to, just to Elizabeth or me, and if it goes to me, I give it to Elizabeth, and then she'll send it out to the group.
Yeah.
We don't wanna have any chatter back and forth. We don't wanna violate any open meeting laws. And even if we're not discussing a dollar value, God forbid someone decides to complain about us. So I'd rather, we've been clean, we've been good. I just would really rather keep it that way. And we're doing a great job. All right, so let's go back to, we did the public, well, we didn't do anyone in public comment? I don't see anyone in the room. I don't see anyone on Zoom. We're doing it at the end of the day today. Okay, reserve fund transfer, we have none. Agenda, continued budget review, okay. So. We need to approve the minutes from 3/9/2024.
Mhm.
Need a motion. Your motion. She seconded it. And Karen seconded it. I see it.
Oh, no.
Not good with names.
Now Rita doesn't feel so bad.
Right, and you have no idea what I put these kids through in accounting with names.
Yeah, so what's your name?
It's almost like, what's he looking like? That's the sketch. That person. Oh, all right, so motion was made and seconded for 3/9/2024 minutes. All those in favor, Joe Didi, aye.
Karen DeBoer.
Sherry Knowles and I.
Robert Horacek, aye.
Paul Conley,
Deleted Jean Marie.
David Matthew, aye.
Thank you. I need a motion for 3/23/2024 budget hearing. All
Seconded.
those in favor, Joe Didi, aye.
Karen DeBoer.
Sherry Knowles and I.
Robert Horacek, aye.
Paul Conley,
Deleted Jean Marie.
David Matthew, aye.
Thank you. I need a vote to approve the FY 2025 budget request as discussed this evening and passed. Motion.
Motion.
Seconded.
Okay, all those in favor, Joe Didi, aye.
Karen DeBoer.
Sherry Knowles and I.
Robert Horacek, aye.
Paul Conley,
Deleted Jean Marie.
David Matthew, aye.
Okay, that's all I have on my thing. Anything for old business? New business?
I just had one question on the schools.
Yeah.
They had the Ursa money that they finished using and they bought cleaning supplies.
They had to spend it, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was a lot. Where do we see that in their budget in the hot mess that it is? Because shouldn't they have spent that much less in their budget coming up if they
If they.
bought
if they
extra
bought-
supplies with that?
Right.
That was my one question, because I had a bunch of
Does that have
little
a number
ones.
with it?
I don't know.
Like,
'cause
where are you
it's-
finding that?
I'm not. I just,
Spread out.
Okay,
yeah, it's
So
spread
we're-
out.
we're gonna send an email.
Yeah, just
Is
for
that- that's all good.
clarification. I just
That-
want to
Is
know.
that called Esther Easter?
Easter.
ESSER.
Right here.
Thank you.
Funds were
I'm
used,
sorry, how do you spell that again?
ESSER.
was used to buy cleaning materials where.
Yeah, they bought like an extra bulk because they were allowed
We're
to
just
within the
wondering if
monies.
the budget was
They-
lowered somewhere else.
They didn't wanna lose.
The money, absolutely, and I agree with that.
Wondering if any part of the budget was lowered.
I was looking for the number and I couldn't put my fingers on it, but I recall it being pretty large. or I want to say 35,000,
True.
so. That's a good chunk.
Anything else tonight?
Nope,
All right, so I will get you the dates when we're gonna meet with the selectmen. Their meeting is Thursday night. I'm gonna sneak into that. And then after that, we will have a joint meeting together to come to terms. And then at that meeting, we'll probably make a motion that I can finish the budget with whoever they pick on their side. And we'll move forward with it. I don't think we're done with this. I think we're close. We'll see what the selectmen do on Thursday night. And then we'll have our joint meeting to go over their numbers and our numbers, and
yeah,
we'll come to terms.
yeah,
All right, I appreciate all your help this year. I think the books are looking great. It is too bad we don't have the years past. Diane was able to go back and get the last couple of years, so it's worked out well, but eventually we're just gonna have 2 years worth. But if we're doing what we do now and keeping money tight, it shouldn't be, we're not to look back 4 years and wonder, because we.
mhm,
I think the board's doing a great job, guys. I don't know, I wasn't here, years past. I'd sneak in and do whatever I had to do as a selectman and get out. I think we're doing okay.
You're doing a good job, Joe.
I don't know about that. I'm a mouth. All right. To adjourn.
Motion.
Oh, boy, listen to her. You're gonna get out of here. Need a
Well, I
motion.
see somebody leaving.
Seconded.
All right, all those in favor, show DDI.
Sherry Knowles and I.
Robert Rocheka.
Paul Conway.
Yeah.
Thank you, folks. Have a great night. Thanks for coming out.
See you.